Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. You know what this is. This is Black Friday. This is Black Friday. And what is that? That's where you become the boss. You become the boss, and whatever you want to talk about, we will talk about it and talk about it in its entirety right here. If you have a business, you have an event, you have anything that you have going on, and you want to talk about it and get it out there to the community, to the communities, I should say, because we're broadcasting right now to 58 countries. So if those are some of the clients that you want to deal with, some of the customers and or clients that you want to talk to, then you found yourself in the right place right here on Black Friday. We do it every Friday from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock right here on your best in gospel, jazz, talk, and television radio on DKM Media Group and Associates. Now, before we go another step further, I got to say good morning to this young lady right here. I got to say good morning to this young lady right here. Good morning, young lady. Watch this. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Now tell everybody who you are. See, I was gonna put your name out there, but I said I'm gonna let her do it this morning. Tell everybody who you are and where you're calling from.
I don't know why you always ask me where I'm calling from, but my name is Tawanda Davis, and I'm where I am meant to be. That's where I'm from.
Well, see, some folks might want to know where you're calling from. They might be your neighbor or something. They might say they're your neighbor and they want to know where you're from.
I don't got no neighbors.
There you go. There you go. We also have with this morning Mr. Curtis McNeil. Curtis McNeil, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing this morning, man?
Hey, doing good. Doing good. Hey, Kurt, who won the game last night, man? I didn't get a chance to look at the whole game. Who won last night?
I have no idea, brother. I was so sore, man. I got home. I ate my dinner. I took me a soap bath and some Epsom salt, and I went straight to sleep.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Let me see. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning.
There she go. There she go.
Hey, Chris. Morning glow friends. It's so good to see you and hear you this morning.
Oh Lord, where is my mute button? Lord, my Jesus, where is my mute button? Where is my mute button? Lord.
Look, this is the old school. It's the Morning Glow family. We here to go ahead and dissect this discussion. Hey.
Tawanda, what are we gonna do with your sister, Tawanda? What are we gonna do with your sister?
Hey, Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Right. Well, I got it on my mind. Can I ask Chrissy a question?
Go ahead.
Please. Chrissy.
Yes, sir.
I know you're in the medical field. You in the medical field, right?
I am.
I got a business question. That I need answered. And every time I go on Google, it tells me without telling me. It's sending me down a rabbit hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chrissy, what company is the largest provider? And I don't know, it's not a question that you would medically be asked all the time. So I don't expect for you to know, but I'm hoping that you do. What company is the largest provider of syringes, not only to the United States, but to the world? Do you know that? Or what company do you see when the syringes come in, their name is on the package?
Ray and them.
You know what?
Doggone Ray and them right here.
You know what? I honestly don't know that answer. Because, look, I did phlebotomy and I do phlebotomy too. So, I don't know. I never looked at the package, or I never looked, because whenever we have, because, butterfly needles are like coveted. So I don't know. Wait. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go look, because I'm here now. I'm gonna go look and see what company supplies us. So one momento, Papi.
Okay.
Lord, my.
I'll be looking for.
Okay, gracias, mama.
Oh,
Sí.
Chiquito Español.
You lost him.
Mhm.
You lost him. He hung up the whole phone line. You done lost him.
What she said?
I said Chiquito
What she say?
Español.
Oh, Peter, just a little bit now. I'm not fluid yet.
Don't go hit. Don't go hit me with the hard ones now. Don't go hit me with the hard ones. Hit me with the hard.
Yeah, I ain't fluid yet. I'm getting there. You know what? What's crazy, right here is, if you speak to a child in Spanish like a small baby, they don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, they will understand what you're saying, although, you know what I mean? Like, you're not speaking English.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I can understand. Yeah.
I can say this right here, and I guarantee they understand me. What up, dog? What up, dog? Is that Spanish?
And you know what the funny? I'm sorry. I'm looking at it, and it doesn't have a company name on it.
Now you probably wonder why Kurt asked me that question, right?
She said, "No, I ain't wondering that."
Oh, okay.
She said, you know, she know you
crazy.
Here it is. It's Becton, Dixon and Company, 1 Becton Drive, Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
When you get a chance, can you text that over to me, please? Please.
I sure will.
And I'm gonna tell y'all why. I'm gonna go on. Okay, I'm gonna go on throw a jewel out there, Raheem. T, I might need your help on this one. Right now would be the perfect time for us to make some investments. Right now would be the perfect time for us to buy some stocks.
And why is that?
And syringes. Bro. Do you know what the demand of syringes is gonna be over the next probably 2 years? You got COVID vaccines coming, right? The vaccine go in a syringe, don't it?
Yes, it does.
You gotta inoculate. You're trying to inoculate the whole entire. Just the population of America is 330 million. Now we're talking about the population of the world. I don't know what the population of the world is, but let's just say the population of the world is a total of 5 billion people, right? If you're trying to inoculate the world, you're going to at least have to put out 25 billion syringes. Why? Because some of them going to break in transport. Some of them, the needle might break. Some of them, the person giving it might do something and it get tainted, so they got to throw it out. So I'm saying 25 billion, but that's almost being almost spot on perfect. To have access left, and you got to account for your on-hand quantity. So whatever company is the leading company, the leading manufacturer of syringes, their stock value go through the roof. You see, our president has come down with COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I got something to say. This is very important. Y'all listening?
Yeah.
How can a president come down with something that is a myth, a fairy tale, or something that was created by the Democratic Party to make sure he didn't get office?
Now watch this.
Now,
hold on. We're gonna answer your question. Tawanda, answer that question for her. How can the president come up with something that don't exist?
He's the only one that says it doesn't exist. I don't. It makes no sense. We got millions of people dying.
Hey, Tawanda, we're having a hard time hearing you, sister. Your phone is muffled a little bit on us. Everybody, mute your line for me.
hold on. I said that Wait, what was the question again? I forgot.
How can the president come down with something that he say don't exist? It's just a ploy from the Democratic Party so he don't get elected. So this thing is it's really nothing. It's really nothing at all. I'm telling you, I'm the best president they ever had. They don't want me to be president again, so they came up with this fake news. How can he come down with something that don't exist? He's been telling the American people it don't exist. Don't worry about it.
You know, that's your president. I don't claim him, so you know. I mean, he's been careless out here, so you know, it's only a matter of time that everybody around him has COVID and dying. He doesn't have it.
And dying, exactly. You know, he's something else. Kurt, what do you say to that, man? How can he come down with something that don't exist? It don't exist, Kurt. It don't exist. How can he come down with it? Kurt, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, brother. I was muted. Raheem, can I have your permission to bring Pastor Minnie L. Stanley, to the table?
Bring it to the table, brother. Bring it to the table.
Do I have your permission?
Yes, sir.
Raheem. Now, you got to watch what people say, because they say one thing and it'll be the total opposite.
Come on.
Now, you know, Raheem, that God don't like ugly, and the devil damn sight don't like looking at itself, baby. Man, listen. It applies to me, man. God don't like ugly, man. And the devil damn sight don't like looking at himself. That's just it in a nutshell, brother. I can't word it no other way. I can't call it no other way. But I tell you what, I bet you right now he goes before Samuel. I tell you that. I tell you what, I bet you now he's listening to them scientists.
Exactly. Because
I tell you that.
Him and his wife life is on the line right now. Good morning, Leonard. How you doing this morning, sir?
Good morning, bro. How are you?
Hey, doing well. We're talking about, this is Black Friday. We're going to get into the business side of it, but right now we are pulling the layers back. And I'm asking the question. Actually, Christy's asking the question: how can the president come down with something? How can he be diagnosed with corona if COVID never existed? It's just a ploy, so he don't get elected again. So, Leonard, from where you're sitting, how can he come down with something that does not exist? What sense that make?
Them people are a little bit off. Like I said, we can light some candles. you know I don't care.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't care at all.
Yeah.
Like you said, several people that were so staunch supporting this fact that it didn't exist and it's not that bad or what have you, and you just wonder to yourself, what do they think now? They knew they were lying in the first place.
Exactly.
They get what they deserve.
Because
I have no type of empathy for them. And that's just my thing. I just seen it, this morning.
Hey, Leonard.
Hey, how are you doing, Christy? Is that Kurt also I heard?
Yes, and Tawanda.
Oh, hey, Tawanda, how are you?
Tawanda,
my grandma used to say something, and my grandma saw a lie enough for to tell. So maybe he'll too, and he hate himself because he is one.
I pray that God just deal with that joker anyway. So it's sad. It's just sad that people would be so ignorant all the time. So we'll see what happens now because there's a lot more cooking behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So we don't know what type of ploy this may be or what have you. So, this report of him having COVID, and I guess also said his wife tested positive as well. The issue that concerns me. Yeah, sir.
Hey, you know the rule better than I do. That they done fought to stop a woman from being president. Guess what might be finna happen? We might be fitting the same Madam President Pelosi.
Exactly.
Because they saying old girl was with Mike Pence. So if both of them have to go into quarantine, then I could be wrong. L, help me out. By constitutional law.
Yeah, she's next. She's next in line.
The next person to be sworn in.
Yep.
Is the Speaker of the House.
Yeah.
One great morning.
Huh?
That would be a great day.
That's exactly what it is. But let's get back on track here. Now, this is Black Friday, and I want people to call in 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. Let's talk about some of the mistakes. We're gonna talk today about some of the mistakes that some businesses make, and try to nip those in the bud a little bit if we can. Tawanda.
Yes.
Okay. And when thinking about some of the mistakes that businesses make, could one of those mistakes be taking themselves a little too seriously?
I mean, you gotta give me more than what you just gave me, because I don't understand. What do you mean?
Because a lot of times, people they don't know how to. They just take themselves. They too serious about themselves. They don't know how to relax and just have a good time, enjoy the moment, and smell the roses, if you will. Everything is so numb and so tight and so tense that them nor nobody else around them enjoy the whole actual experience, if you will, of being in that business and appreciating it.
I like to think that I'm serious.
Have you ever been around somebody that's such a tightwad that you never have a good time around them, or they never have a good time around you? They just they're tightwad. They're tight behind. And some people say a little different than tight behind, but we on a gospel station, so we got to say it clean. But they're such a tight behind.
I mean, I have, and I'll tell you what, the people that are like that. I'm not saying the ones that are rude, but the ones that are just about their business, probably some of the most successful people in the world. Because you have to be in a position where you take things serious. I'm not saying go out there and be whatever you want to call them people.
Tightwad, a tightwad.
That's not what I would call them. We on TKO.
We gotta keep it clean. Gotta keep it clean.
Like, you know what? I think you should get some bleep. You know how
sometimes I need it.
They got like the bleep.
Sometimes I need it. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes I need it. Sometimes people get to talking, and
I'm telling you.
Kurt done did a couple times.
I'm telling you.
Look.
I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that happening. I don't see that happening that much because listen, my business, I'm tight. I'm tight about my business. Everything better be on point. Yeah, we can have a good time after we make this money. We can have a good time as we're working, but people take things as a joke. You're not there. We're not there to hang out. We're not there to go to the club. We're not there for drinks. We're there to make money. That's what we're there for.
That's good. Now, Leonard, And that's good that she said that, because that led me to this question right here that I'm gonna throw to you. Are we there to be friends?
You know what? It depends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, say for instance, you know, some people take things too far.
Yeah.
They take things like when you say people sitting. First of all, you ain't gonna be sitting around me like that because I don't want to be sitting around you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anxiety is
hold on, Leonard.
anxiety.
We got some background noise coming from somebody's line. Everybody mute your line so we can hear what's being said. Mute your line for me, everybody. There you go. Good deal, Leonard. And talking to your phone for me, brother. It's a little bit low.
Yeah, some people have severe anxiety issues that causes that.
Mm-hmm.
And you never know why they act like that. What's more important is why they behave a certain way, especially if it's unpleasant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because there's no, you know, and some people, you know, no one wants to be around that type of person.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it depends on what issues you have too.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are just tight. That's just who they are. It has nothing to do with them in business or whatever. It's their attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And you can make money or what have you, but there's no need to stress everybody else out about it.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we in business and we work for this particular business, say we work for a Fortune 500 company, we all doing fairly well. We're doing very well. Are we there, Leonard, to be friends with each other, or are we there to do business?
Well, definitely there to be friends to do business, but you should be a friendly person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, because if you can't be friendly, you can't be trusted.
Yeah, come on. Mm-hmm.
So this whole notion and see, that's why a lot of these people are nasty and have terrible dispositions, because they think that they're somehow better than most people. You understand what I'm saying? Just because you do something a certain way don't make it best for everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
And money spends everywhere. So ain't nobody got to spend their money with you or do business with you if you don't have a decent disposition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not about being friendly. You should be a friendly person that's making money.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Because once people find out you're not friendly, why would they buy from you?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, say, for instance, I may really want something. If I go into a store or something or talk to a person and they have a nasty disposition, I don't do business with them.
Mm-hmm. Take my money right out the door.
Even the air conditioner guy.
Mm-hmm. As hot as it is down here in Georgia.
Right. And that's how people think that that's why folks with money think you ought to elevate them for some reason, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Or just because they got a business, they believe that they have more of a right to take advantage of individuals, and this is okay. This is the problem with unregulated capitalism as well.
You're going somewhere with that. Let me pull Kurt into the conversation. Kurt, what do you say to that, man? Are we here to be friends with each other, or are we here to do business? What do you say to that, Kurt? Kurt is unmuting his line, everybody. Kurt is unmuting.
I'm sure David Cameron has the same point of view.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why he's so nasty.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Lord.
Talk to me, Kurt.
Have mercy. Don't even mention that anus. It's business.
Mm-hmm.
So business is business. But most of your successful businesses that I have seen, and when I went through school at Syracuse, I was told that most of truly successful businesses, especially your Fortune 500s, there's always a level and a commitment to not just friendship. There's a level and a commitment to family, no matter how dysfunctional it may be. You got Fortune 500 businesses that are completely set up on platforms of some form of corruption. I was listening to the committee questioning yesterday, I want to say it was either the Judiciary Committee, but one of the committees had a questioning yesterday. They were questioning the pharmaceutical giants as to their pricing and so forth and so on. But when you look at these companies, there's a family kind of paradigm, or there's a family camaraderie, and that everybody's not involved, but there is that commitment to each other and to the business, and it almost if you really pay attention, it is very, very close to the same commitment that you would give to your family.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say yes for both. Like, it's almost impossible to be successful like that and not have those friendships. When you look at those people who are really successful, and you pay attention to what's going on in the office, a lot of those boss/supervisors, in some cases CEOs, they know everybody by name. They know who's got children. They know who just got married, just that and the third, who's pregnant, who's expecting, who's finna get married. And I'm reminded a lot of, and I gotta give this guy kudos. I'm trying not to give a plug in because he's not paying DKM Radio for advertisement, but I gotta shout this company out, man. Heartland Foods here in Baltimore, who just within the last year and a half, expanded to Charleston and is now expanding into Philadelphia and New York and the tri-state area. But that guy, the guy's name is Jerry. I can't pronounce his last name, but my wife works for Heartland. And not only do they sell a phenomenal product, but I've worked there, part-time whenever it's peak season and he need another driver or whatever. I go in and help him out, you know what I mean? Or he needs somebody working away, I'll go in and help him out. And I do that because I really, really respect the way that he treats his employees. I respect the environment that he has created there. He has created a family environment. And it's a wonderful thing to see, because at the end of the day, I mean, they work, they have their family stats.
Yeah.
But they realistically work as a complete team. Each department is working kind of almost on a Six Sigma, to where, okay, look, I can't do this and just think about myself over here. I have to think about how is this going to affect the drivers? How is this going to affect the salesmen? How is this? It's like everybody works with the understanding that whatever I do, either directly or indirectly, is going to have a cause and effect on another department. So whatever I do, I got to make sure that I'm on point, because I don't want to make their jobs harder. So it just seems like that. Like, when you think about Microsoft, some of the things that Microsoft did in their office.
Okay, hold on one second, Kurt. I want to pull Christian into the conversation as well. I want to have her aspect. Hold that thought. I'm gonna come back to that. Christian, what's on your heart about this? What did you say?
Well, I think we're getting it confused. I think that we're thinking about customer service. Yes, you're supposed to be friendly. Yes, you're supposed to have a demeanor. If you're owner of the company, yes, you want people. I mean, people persons, like people that relate to the public, people that will sell you water at a beach. You want somebody that can give you salt at a salt mine. You want somebody that can be able to sell. You want somebody to be able to do that. However, do I need to be friends with my coworkers? And the answer to that question is HE double hockey stick, triple hockey stick, no. I work with people that I cannot stand, I will not talk to on a day-to-day value. That if I met you in the street, the topic from yesterday, I would snap the taste out your mouth. But because I'm professional and because we are in the workplace, we have to understand that, you spend most of your days at work and you work at 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Some people work 7 days a week, 12 hours, so you get to get your camaraderie and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, a coworker can be, but does not have to be your friend. I don't have to call you at night and talk to you and tell you my business. You ain't got to be business, nigga.
How could that affect the work environment if you just don't like each other and most of the people in the office don't like each other? How could that affect the work environment?
If you're a professional, you want to affect it out because you're going to do your job. And you're not going to let personal mess interrupt, because it's like that all day. I could tell you right now, at the job that I work with several people I care nothing for. However, I am professional enough to be able to do my job and to report or give information and talk to them about the job. Anything outside of that, I don't have to converse with you.
Okay.
I don't have to tell you, my daughter went to the prom last night. I don't have to talk to you like that. But I can be professional, courteous, kind, giving while we're in the office. If you need to use my filter, here you go. If you need to make a copy of my copier, okay, here you go. We got to answer the phone. Hey, do you know who I could transfer this to? Or, hey, do you know this patient? Do you have any? We can do that all day long. But when I clock out and I go home, I'm not going to look your way and you don't have to look mine. You don't have to be buddy chummy. You don't have to be the person that you're going to go to the bar with or out to the club with, or somebody you have to share your deep, darkest secret with, because you have to realize this is a capitalistic America, and you have to understand that competition and getting raises, and that is real, and some people take that to heart. So I wouldn't make people like that my friends. You got people that stab you in the back and smile in your face. So I'm that type of person that I'm going to be friendly and nice. You might think we're friends. You might think we cool, but I can't stand the ground you walk on. That's my grandma telling me. She said, you don't let a snake know a lion know you about to take something out of his mouth. If you let him know, he gonna snap down and bite you. You need to go in nice and kind. Do what you gotta do and come out with what you want. And that's what I'm telling y'all. You ain't gotta sit there and be nobody's friend if you don't want to be their friend. Forget them and the horse they rode in on.
Good there. And the phone lines are open. We got quite a few people that's tuning in this morning. Give us a call, 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. This is Black Friday, and we're talking everything business today. If you have business or an event, you just want to talk and ask a question about business or whatever, give us a call. We're here for you, 678-381-1973. Christy, what do you, I'm sorry, Tawanda, what do you say to that? The whole work environment situation.
I mean, it's always a plus if you guys can go in there and you guys can laugh and you guys can joke. But that's not what I'm not paying you guys to be sitting around joking all day. You see, time is money, and it's not a way that you have to do it where you're ignorant and you're nasty to the employees. People should have a good time, while you're working, but it's not a game. And the time is money. So it's a line in the sand somewhere that you don't need to cross. Because what happens is I'm your boss, and then you think that we're friends and we gonna go out to the club after we get done working. No, and it shouldn't be like that, you guys. A lot of times that's what I see, people not knowing how to separate their personal and professional relationships. That's something that's really key, because guess what? If something happens or something come up, then what?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not there to be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm there for.
And
I'm going to be friendly,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not there to be your friend.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Exactly.
Because Leonard, my thing is this right here. If you as an employer, cross that line and let some of the employees get too close or too personal to you, how you gonna handle that when you have to discipline that person? They come in there laughing, and joking and like everything is kumbaya, but hold on, we got a serious issue here. Go ahead, Leonard.
I think that's common the way. I believe that's the way Negroes behave.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, I worked in work environments or what have you. I am known. I will write you up and then take you to lunch without a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a different thing.
Can everybody do that though? Can everybody do that, Leonard?
Excuse me?
Can everybody do that?
Well, first of all, I think that is very nasty to believe that way, that somehow you can't be friends with individuals that work for you. That never made sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a friendly person in general, so I'm never out to get anybody back or exert that type of influence over people. And this was a problem a lot of people had with me because I didn't play that same ignorant game. I got to be against craft because I'm management, and somehow they ain't no good. I'm better than them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't associate with them. This is the problem Negroes have. Is say you get in corporate America, and one, you'll do anything to Black and brown people because of that right there.
That division.
I know folks that worked on the desk for 20 years, begged white folks to get them a job. And soon they got the job. Now they treating everybody else like crap because the white man don't pin the little tag on the shirt. That's just a person that I don't care for. So because one, they're gonna be horrible for the organizational culture.
Mm-hmm.
And if you get too many of these people together, you wind up with a hostile work environment. A hostile work environment that oppresses those individuals that work there.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
So you can be just as friendly with everybody as well and do your job.
Mm-hmm.
I've written several people up, smiling and having a good time. It ain't no big deal.
Mm-hmm. Now, somebody getting written up now. They ain't too happy getting written up now. You know, they ain't gonna be sitting there smiling.
You're the one that earned that.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that earned that. That had nothing to do with me. You earned that.
Mm-hmm. Kurt, what you say to that, Kurt? Now I don't see them sitting there smiling and kumbaya. You know, I'm getting written up here. Hold on, man.
It's not that they're gonna be happy about it, but it's gonna be fair, and you're gonna know it's not me pitching on you or anything else. If you're not on time for work, the book says you're gonna get so many chances before you get suspended or something like that. That's already written. That has nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's your behavior. You know what? In the job, they're called that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kurt. Got a call.
I mean, he got a point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of my former staff, they all knew. Like if Mr. Curtis writing you up, you know what? You gonna have to take that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to.
Like it's not. Okay, yeah, we friends, we cool. But hold on, nah, this is business.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that, I'm writing you up so I can teach you how to properly do this. If I wasn't you, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't teach you nothing. I just let you keep messing up.
Yeah.
And when you keep messing up, then I would let them move the term, or I would term you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I think sometimes, man, listen. Leonard said something. We get these positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we create these hostile environments, not realizing that when you're at a corporate level, there's a thing called retention. And they got a guy sitting there that's looking at how much money the leadership is costing them in retention. And when they do that retention evaluation and you got high turnover rates, you can't blame that on nobody because they're looking right at you.
Mm-hmm.
You're creating a bad culture. So when you create a bad work culture, you're costing us more money. So once you're costing us more money, guess what? Oh, we gotta let you go. You're costing us too much money. That's just business.
Yeah.
Retention is the biggest part of business.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, hey, I'm at work, man. I love y'all. I gotta go.
Hey, love you too, brother. Donald Toussaint, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Donald, we actually,
well.
you know, this is Black Friday, and we're asking the question, man. Right now we're talking about, do you have to be friendly with everybody that you work with? Should it be a happy environment where everybody's getting along so nicely, or can you just be business and do business? What do you say to that?
You create the environment you want.
Mm-hmm.
I guess would say I came up through the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I wind up. I used to. The union we have is the largest union in the world. Teamsters. Okay. I'm not. So anyway, I became. That was my worst enemy because I didn't need nobody to look out for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of them were scared to talk to the man. So I don't need you to talk to me because you're not gonna go to him right from me. So don't bother me. I won't bother you. I don't need to pay no union dues. I'm gonna look out to do something. So as came along, I became a steward in the union. Okay. Then me and the chief union steward clashed. We didn't like each other at all. He was one of them and I was one of me.
Mm-hmm.
But when we represented the people, we made sure that they didn't know we didn't get along.
Mm-hmm.
Then I became the chief union steward. And then I got on the executive board. What I'm saying is, I knew that me and management never did get along because you wasn't for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did my job every day. I did my job. Don't bother me. Give me my paperwork and leave me alone. If you don't show me, I'm gonna learn on somebody else's back. But I'm gonna learn my job. So anyway, and I'm trying to make this as short as possible. I'm making a point here.
Mm-hmm.
You create the environment that you want. Because sooner or later, I applied for a job. They told me that I didn't sell myself. That's why I didn't get the job. And I said this before. I'm not for sale.
Yeah.
I know my job.
Mm-hmm.
When you walk in, I'll tell you without you asking me whether it's here now based on how you look. Yeah, you show you do that. Yeah, because I know my job. 5 years later, the job that I applied for, the vice president told them to give me the job.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to make money. So I wound up with the job that I didn't sell myself for.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't like it because now the chief union steward is the one that gives the instructions and do the discipline. That didn't come out right at all.
Mm-hmm.
But so I had friction on both sides because my manager told me I didn't like it when you got the job because I didn't have nothing to do with it. I didn't have no say. They told me you had the job.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew how he felt and I knew how the workers did. So here I am in the middle of this, in the middle of a mess, trying to create an atmosphere of nobody likes it. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
But now you got to make unity in the midst of confusion. And what I'm saying is, you create an environment you desire on your job. You can't come in here upset every day and causing people to be upset and causing friction. You bring unity with a bunch of people that don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
Come from different backgrounds, got different things coming on in their lives. One employee, he come in and found out that his child passed. Now, how you gonna deal with that?
Mm-hmm.
And he don't even like you.
Yeah.
You create atmosphere to let people know you care.
Exactly.
I don't have no favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We had one guy, he come in and he says, you know, me and you are the only one. I said, don't you start that with me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put me in that predicament.
Yeah.
Because you're going to cause a problem for both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't want neither one of us here.
Exactly.
So I'm going to treat you
Mm-hmm.
just like I treat everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it fair across the board, don't create no friends. I don't have no friends. My friends at the house.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm going to be friendly.
Okay, that's
And
good.
I'm going to treat you fair.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
good.
that when you come to work, you feel good about just doing your job. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Good. Now, Christy, what do you say to that? Because he said a lot of the same thing that you were saying, and I think that's where you was going with it. So, Christy, what's on your heart right now?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. You know, I don't care who like me here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you care for. I mean, as long as my and I check my attitude. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't come to work with no attitude. I don't pick no fight. I don't sit here and tell people, oh, I can't stand the ground you walk on. I am like friendly to the point. Good morning. How are you today? Oh, okay, great. And then I go on by my day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my God, she don't like me.
Yeah.
There's so many people at this job that can't stand me because of my abilities, because I'm outspoken, because I'm beautiful, because I'm me, period.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I have a lot of people of the other. I am cute though. Other
Lord,
I have people of the other that's not black or brown that's upset.
Mm-hmm.
Because mind you, I stay in the country. And mind you, I can do any job here, supervisor or not. So they feel threatened. So when you have a threat, they want to get rid of you by any means necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But because I am smart and I cross my T's and I dot my I's, I have a target.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a target on you and you know you have a target on you, the best thing to do is smile and say, hey, how are you doing? Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
And go about your day and do your job. And I do my job to the best of my abilities. Now, with my coworkers, it's the same way. They want to run, tell because they want to get in the supervisor's right pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I treat them with a long handle spoon. My grandma said, treat people with a long handle spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how long that spoon is depends on how long you want it to be. And my spoon that I feed people is real, real long. You hear me? So long as you're doing that, I'm not telling you to walk up in here in your office with no attitude saying, I ain't got to be friends with nobody. But what I'm telling you is you have to know within your heart and your mind that because these people don't love you or like you or want to be around you or they laying ditches for you or digging ditches and plotting against you. You know, it's a quote that I love, and I'm going to say this quote. This quote helped me through life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It says, self-control is strength. Calmness is mastery. You have to get to a point where your mood doesn't shift based on the insignificant actions of someone else. Don't allow others to control the direction of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't allow your emotions to overpower your intelligence.
That's good. That's good. That's
you
good.
know, and that's where you have to be, whether you are a boss, whether you are a worker, whether you are a supervisor, whatever you are, if you keep that quote in mind, then you're going, like Leonard say, I would write somebody up and say, hey, where y'all going for lunch? I mean, it don't bother me. Now, what bothers me, if you write me up and I know I didn't deserve that write-up,
Mm-hmm.
and you're picking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to talk up for myself. And I'm going to say, hey, you picking. And you know what? Know the chain of command in your office.
Yeah.
Because I know for myself, because I couldn't get the supervisor or the person that's over her, I went to the board of directors. There's always somebody ahead of somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Until you get to the tippy top. And if you a lot of people say, well, I don't want to do that because I'm afraid they're going to retaliate. I have a motto, and everybody can't be like me. Like I tell my employee, I came here looking for a job. I came here looking.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell me today or tomorrow, Chris, your service is no longer needed, I'm gonna say thank you, and I'm gonna go right back out there and give me another job.
Continue.
Because you have to know your worth.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to know your ability.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know your talent, and you can't allow anyone. It's like an abusive relationship. You can't tell me that don't nobody want me but you.
That's good. That's good.
You're not gonna tell me that because I know my talent. I know if I put my resume, I'm gonna get a job. And if I can't get a job, I can create my own company, or I can create my own and be my own boss.
That's right.
So, it's things here that we don't have to be slaves to people talking to us ignorant and treating us bad on the sake of trying to keep a job. Come on now.
That's
rise
right.
up, my people, rise up.
Exactly. Tawanda, what's on your heart? What do you say to that?
Oh, I agree. I agree. It's just a fine line.
Yes, it is.
It's a fine line there. You should have fun, but it's not a place where it's not a party. So you should have fun while you work, but these are not your girlfriends.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of times what happened. You got these people that they want to hang out with. As a matter of fact, when I was in healthcare, you guys know post-COVID, I haven't been in healthcare, but my boss and my supervisor, and they're all like, well, what's your Facebook? Let me follow you on Facebook. You might not want to do that. Because I'm not your friend.
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna get fired. I'm not your friend. I'm friendly. You can call me anytime you want about work related. You can even call me about things that don't have nothing to do with work, but not frequently. But you have these people that think that we supposed to go out after work. We're supposed to go hang out.
Tawanda. Huh? Did you say not frequently? Don't call me too much. Is that what I just heard you say?
That's what I said.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Who called me? Leonard called me. Somebody called me.
Let's see. You can call me, but just not frequently. Don't call me too much. But it's okay.
Because they will. They do. They call you. Can you come in to work? Hey, they call you. Oh, this what happened to my kid. I don't care about none of that. Okay. I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Right.
I'm dead serious. They will call you about, listen, girl, last night my boyfriend. I don't care about none of that. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And you have to do that because these people think that you're family and friends. No, we're not. We work together, and you need to have that balance. Because guess what's going to happen when something go left and y'all not friends no more? Then what? I've had that too. Where now the boss know all my business, and I'm going to the boss like, well, how do you know? Oh, your little friend over here, because that's the only person that knew.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with these people. You got to be careful with people because people will be your friend just to learn you, just to hurt you in the long run. So you gotta be smart about this.
I'm gonna tell you something, and one of the things about it, what people don't realize, and Leonard, I'll come to you with this. People don't realize sometimes, they come to you, man, and y'all become very friendly. You start telling them things that you ain't got no business talking to people about at the workplace. And then when y'all get sour, you walk into the room and all your beans on the table. All your beans on the table.
That happened to me, Leonard. Listen, let me tell you something before you go to Leonard real quick. Let me tell you. My supervisor, okay? Well, it wasn't my supervisor. One of the people who was, I guess you could call her supervisor. She wasn't really supervisor, but she would go around talking about people. And you know me, I'm like the gossip queen. So I'm soaking up all the tea, okay? Not to go tell nobody, but I'm soaking up all the tea. That's only me and a couple people in this room. Now tell me why and the boss found out about this, okay? The boss said, I heard people talking about me.
Mm.
But then you need to go talk. Then you need to go talk to them people because T didn't say anything about you that T wouldn't repeat to you.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not dumb enough to sit around and talk about somebody that signs my checks in their building on the clock like that. Come on now. That's how
Exactly.
comfortable people will get. Like, don't get that comfortable. Don't get that comfortable.
Exactly.
Too comfortable.
Now, Leonard, what do you say to that, man? You get in a situation where you're telling people stuff at the workplace that you ain't got no business divulging to them in the workplace, and then the same friend that you've been talking to, telling your business to, y'all have a major fallout, and then you walk into the room and all your beans on the table. Whose fault is that, Leonard? Is it your fault or theirs?
That's your fault, because you ain't got no business. I mean, I control my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't gonna never get one up on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't gonna never be as worse as me.
Mm-hmm.
I know you can't do it because you ain't got enough courage to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you want, like I always tell people, I'm very friendly. But if you want to go to war, I take you to war. Plain and simple as that. With a straight face, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's that
love
Pisces. That's that Pisces.
Oh,
That's that
God, I love
Pisces.
it.
Oh, Lord.
And a lot of the individuals that I have worked with in those type of environments, they love to work on my team and things of that nature. Because even though I am friendly, and I understand what people are saying,
Mm-hmm.
you can't be on my team and don't work. I don't want you on my team and don't work.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to bother you like other managers and directors maybe would, but I expect you to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, we can fall out about it, but you're going to be the one sitting there with your mouth twisted up, not me.
Hey, Leonard, you know what? I've always had a problem. I've always had a problem with people, man, wanting to go to work and not work. And then, you as a leader, you expect for them to work. You came, the place that you came to is called work. How you gonna want to sit around and just talk and gossip and do your nails and all kind of stuff and eat your little chips at your desk all day? You came this called
All
work.
I want to know is, do you have your work done?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because and I'm not your average management type person.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in getting the work done and having a good time.
Yeah.
Because the first person not going to work, if there's not a good time there, is me.
Mm-hmm.
You let me have a better time at lunch than I'm having at work. I'm not coming back from lunch, and I'm gonna have someone leave for me.
Listen to this.
I'm not gonna let you
Listen at this here.
ruin everybody's
Listen at this
day.
here. Listen at this here.
If I gotta be here,
Listen at this
and
here.
I'm the boss,
Mhm.
we're gonna have a great time.
I wasn't ready. I
I'm
wasn't
done.
ready.
I'm done.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
That dude said, if I'm having a better time at lunch, I ain't going back to work.
Don't like my style.
Mm-hmm.
He said
But
he'd come back.
It's because their value is in the fact that somebody got them in charge.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's how it's just amazing to me how funky acting people get in certain positions. And so even me myself, I be a first level manager. So you got your AVPs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask you why you so nasty if you got an attitude.
Mm-hmm.
And I might ask for a transfer because I don't like your attitude. You're not a person that I want to work with every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I can't be here 8 hours a day and you getting on my nerves, because then we're going to get into it.
Mm-hmm. Eventually it's going to come to the head.
Eventually it will.
Mm-hmm.
I have been, and it's so sad for doing the right thing and being a pleasant person. I have been called the slickest of snakes, the worst by union reps.
Mm-hmm.
And things of that nature. Because even when it's time to go into discipline, hey, how y'all doing? We know why we here, blah, blah, blah. First of all, did I break the contract? That's first question we're going to address. Did I break anything in the contract?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to make sure I didn't do that. Because usually I don't do that. So
Mm-hmm.
we're probably here based on some subjective opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So let's deal with it up front. Let's not waste company time and get out of here. What do we need to do? What do you want? Because I know your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about my policy for discipline because I know you'll be sitting here in 2 more months, in another month. I know you'll be sitting here because of your behavior. If you want to change it, change it. But do understand this is how it goes. Are we clear? And the end of the conversation. What may have taken somebody else an hour took me 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
Because I ain't got time to waste time arguing back and forth with people.
Mm-hmm.
Not in no job, no.
So y'all just gonna let him slide and say he ain't coming back from his lunch break?
Who you gonna tell?
Yes.
That joke talking about look, and that's why I kept saying, listen, listen to this here. He's saying he ain't coming back from lunch. He said, if I'm having more fun on lunch, I ain't going back. I'm gonna sit here and keep having this fun that I'm having right now. Y'all finish the job on it when y'all finish the job, but I ain't coming back. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, I think we might have lost that caller just then. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Before you go to Tucson, Leonard, can I work with you? I want to work with you.
Yeah.
Can you be my boss?
Hey, you got to be high performing though. You got to be high performing.
Mm.
You know I'm a high step and a high performer.
Oh, it's important to it.
And I say these things because it's so funny. It's because even if they had people they were trying to fire, they would put them in my group. And somehow now you mad because I don't got this person to work and like coming to work.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they know they don't have to please me. They don't have to bend over backwards. They don't have to kiss my behind or nothing. All they got to do is work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be pleasant. Because I'm the type of person, if you cause a problem in my group, I'm just going to ask, would you like to go home today?
Man, I'll be see, don't do that. When I'm tired, I don't feel like being at work, I'm gonna cause some problems. Ibrahim,
I would recommend that you find another job. I would recommend that you transfer. But I want you to be happy, and if you're not happy here, you shouldn't be here.
Well, look, you feel like going home today, right? Yeah, I think I might need to go on head on. I don't think this is the best day for me, brother. I think I might need to get on up out of here now. You got something you need me to do before I get out of here? Because it's time for me to go. I think I need to be going.
And it's so harsh when you're working in companies that are well established.
Yeah.
And you got employees that have been there over 20 years.
Comfortable.
And things of that nature. And I'm just brand new. And I've been here not as much, maybe 10 or so. And you the best person I ever worked for. That's a problem in that organization.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Okay. Let me go.
So I'm always looking to improve workplaces, not make them worse places.
Good deal. Good. Jamie, I think we have Jamie with us. Good morning, Jamie. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing well. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
You all.
Yes, sir. Tell everybody where you're calling from.
Greetings, everyone. Peace and blessings be unto you. I'm Minister Jamie Eatman. I am on the rise.
Yes,
that's actually where I'm calling from, but I live in Fayetteville, Georgia.
Good deal. Good deal. Now, Jamie, this is Black Friday, and we're talking about the workplace right now. Should you be friendly? Should you be a friendly person in the workplace? Doesn't matter whether they like you, as long as you do your job. What do you say to that?
That's a very interesting question. You should actually be yourself in your workplace. Mm-hmm. And if you can't be yourself in your workplace, you are being paid to be there, then you be professional in your workplace. Mm-hmm. It's almost like I can be who you allow me to be, or I can be who they are paying me to be. Mm-hmm. So you can get the professional that they are paying me to be, or we can talk like two people. But if ever there's a problem, again, someone is paying me to be that professional in the workplace. Ultimately, that's who you have to respect. If you can get beyond that and respect me as an individual and we can communicate, as long as we know that the relationship that we are responsible for is this, mm-hmm. we can deviate, but we're going to always get back to that if there's a problem.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter whether you like the person that you're working with. It doesn't matter whether y'all like each other or not. As long as you're a professional and you get the job done.
Right. If as a supervisor, if I don't agree with a person, I'm going to stay there long enough to find something else. And if I am the supervisor and the person doesn't agree with me, as long as they're doing their job, they're okay with me.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Donald Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
Policy and procedure.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do. Keep policy and procedure, and you'll be fine. If you have a union job, don't break the union contract,
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
and you'll be fine. Know it all. Know the union contract and know company policy and procedures.
Mm-hmm.
The dignity and respect. That's all you got to do. And when somebody's looking for you, make sure your work is done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was the clerk, they would say, "Tristan, every time I come here, you sitting down." I say, "Where my paperwork at?
Mm.
What about what you asked me to do, or what they asked me to do?" "Oh, this, yeah, well, you done that already." "Well, don't bother with it."
Mm-hmm.
In the same way I am now, if the work's done, I don't have a problem. You can't. Sometimes a person might not be doing that, what you call nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They might be sitting down doing what we think is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
If the job is done, we don't have a problem.
Exactly.
But don't make it obvious
Mm-hmm.
that you're, quote, not doing nothing.
Exactly.
Because the wrong person may walk in
Mm-hmm.
and don't have nobody come to me asking me what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's
Because
good.
now you have broken. Now you have broken policy and procedure, and I'm happy to see about that because I don't want nobody bothering me.
There you go. There you go.
Well, work is done. If your work is done, if our work is done, it'll never come here.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as they have a problem, they come,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna have to deal with it.
Yes, exactly.
So if as an employee or if you're a worker, if you keep policy and procedure, if you're in a union job, you don't break the contract, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Now what we're talking about today, this is Black Friday, and we're talking about everything business as related to business. And does anybody have anything? And we talk about some of the mistakes that people make in business. That's how we got here. Does anybody have anything they want to say in this particular topic right here before we move to the next one? Anybody got anything else they want to say?
Yeah, Raheem.
Yes.
I just came in, so I really shouldn't say much. But based on what my brother just said, I think he named two things.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a third one that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And people need to realize this. There's a term called standard.
Yes.
And a company should have a standard. And my brother gave this one, for example, about policy, procedure, knowing all of that. But if there's a standard and you are not performing the standard, you really don't have a standard.
Mm-hmm.
So to extra employees to be one way up until, it's like I'm a nurse. If we work the way we should work, we wouldn't have to worry about when the state comes in for an inspection.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
But if you want to see some people jump through a hoop, you be in a nursing home or nursing facility or hospital when JCO or the state comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an example that points to the fact that they are having to raise their standard to meet the standard.
Mm-hmm.
And let me make that clear. To have a standard in writing, which is normally going to be what's outlined, your policies, procedures, all these things that you should be following. People tend to deviate from that, which is exactly what my brother brought to mind for me when he said that he don't want anyone coming to him. And if you aren't doing anything, don't look like you're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's to establish a standard like that would be creating a substandard workplace, because a standard isn't what's written. A standard is actually your standard way of operating. So I want to throw that out there because a lot of people think because they're on a job, they got the position, the time, and all that. They end up in a situation like he just alluded to. They might lose their job behind something that's done every day and wonder, how did that happen? It's because of instances like he just described. Somebody put pressure on him in a particular situation, and the end result was to get rid of that thing that brought the light on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to keep situations like that in mind in the workplace, because policies and procedures, knowing those, That's fine. Even if you don't know those, you're going to get by as long as you're keeping the standard.
Exactly.
But the standard ain't always the standard. That's what I'm trying to get at. Just got to know they were you're in.
And what happened was when you said that, Jamie, I went back to my first real job where they took out taxes. And that was at McDonald's. I was back in not elementary school, junior high school, middle school, what they call it now, I guess. And I worked at McDonald's, and I worked there for a while. And I noticed every time, like when the big people supposed to be coming into the store, and they get wind that the big people coming, everybody running all over the place trying to clean this and trying to do this and trying to. I'm looking around one day. I said, man, if we just kept it right, it wouldn't matter when they came. If we just kept it right all the time, did the thing that we're supposed to do, all this extra cleaning that y'all got us doing now, because y'all think somebody's coming in, because they'll call one store, call another store, let them know that they're making it rounds, and then all of a sudden the bottom fall out, man, and the managers got you doing this and doing that, clean this and move this and put it. Now, Jamie, it goes right back to what you just said. If it was done right, if there was a standard in that particular in establishment, we won't have to worry about it. They could come in and look at what they want to look at. It's right. It's right. Yes. Yes, sir.
We have a thing that is said around here. It says, "Do the right thing, even when nobody's looking."
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There you go.
And that goes to character. Do the right thing even when nobody's watching you. Do the right thing. And so that's what it is. And let me go to Leonard. I know Leonard got someone here. So what do you say to this, Leonard? Because I'm gonna tell you something. When I worked, it taught me something. My first job taught me that, man. If we keep it right all the time, it don't matter who come into this place. It don't matter who come in here to look and inspect, because it's right. What do you say to that, Leonard?
It's best to do that because it's amazing, like Donald said as well. I mean, like Jamie said, people be scurrying around. I've done quite a few ISO 9000 certifications and things of that nature for industrialized standards and things. So you have to work with legal individuals and all this type of thing. It's so much better to be high performing all the time. And it should be, as a good manager, your machine should be running and you shouldn't have to babysit.
Exactly.
And it should be running according to our operating procedures. Because if there's a problem on the job, it's not about everything else.
Yeah.
It's about standard operating procedures. What do you usually do? Are those MSDS sheets, like if you go to an inspector in a warehouse or something, there's something that should be, I'll pick the simplest thing to look at first. Is your is your data sheets up to date? I can tell just how well you're doing a job by looking at certain things. Because I know if you ain't done this little thing, you ain't done this other thing.
Exactly. Come on now.
So we're not gonna waste our time if y'all been sitting here and y'all had to stay here till 3 a.m. to get things together. And a lot of companies perform like that, and a lot of times it causes a lot of stress. So good managers should always be working on doing things as if there could be an inspection at any minute.
Exactly.
You should be able to explain what you're doing. If not, if you don't know what you should do, you should be able to go directly to work procedures. All employees should know their job should be somewhere in writing.
Yep.
That type of thing. Or if I walk behind you, show me how you would do this. If I walk on the Donald's folks, show me how you do this. I don't know. That means Donald ain't showed them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where it's at. What do you mean you don't know where it's at? No one has ever told you where this is at. See, then I got to go talk to Donald because she works for Donald, and it's Donald's responsibility to be training to make sure she knows how to do her job. And it's not to embarrass people, because once we find the deficiency, let's go back and get it up to standard, and we won't have to worry about crunch time.
Exactly. Because that was crazy to me, man. That was really crazy to me. Tawanda, what's on your heart?
Oh, I had to unmute. I gotta change my password. My password's so long.
Lord.
You feel like mute your phone. It takes forever, especially if I'm rushing. And I mean, it's so daggone long. It's ridiculous.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Man, ain't no password.
You have to. You know, it behooves me. That's how these people can come and steal your stuff. It'd be like they be sitting right here. I'm telling you, they just crash stuff. So, you gotta have and you know when you do blog talk, you gotta have an extra. It requires you to have a password. So you just can't do. So.
Hey, Twenty, your phone is kind of muffled. Are you talking directly into it?
Hold on.
Maybe it's that long password you put in there. You forgot a letter, girl. You forgot a letter. You forgot a letter. You there?
I think it's just my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. I think it's just my phone.
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you though. It's just lower than what it was, but go ahead. We can hear you.
Hold on. Let me see. I'll make sure I'm all the way turned up. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just lower than what it was before. But go ahead. We good.
Okay. Yeah, it's my phone. And listen, I'm tired of buying phones. This is gonna be like my 8th phone. I'm not buying no more phones. I'm not buying no more phones. Everybody has technical issues that I work with right now.
Sounds like you're not good with phones. Sound like you're not good with phones. But go ahead. What do you say about that, though, Tawanda? You know, instead of running all over the place trying to get the place ready because somebody's coming in to look at it, if we just keep it at that, like James was saying, keep it at that standard, we don't have to worry about it because we know and we're confident that you come in here anytime you want to come in here. We good. We ain't got to scamper around and try to fix stuff that may not be right. What do you say to that?
Oh, I agree. And if you work for me, it's going to be right. I mean, it don't have to be 100% perfect, but listen, I'm not playing catch up. I'm not staying late to straighten up nothing. I'm not doing none of that. If you know something is coming up, you know what I mean? Like, just keep it together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really that simple. Just keep it together.
Exactly. Let me go to anybody else have anything on their heart before we move to the next section? Good deal. Let me go. Jamie, I'm coming to you with this right here. And we're talking business. This is Black Friday. We're talking business today. You're in business and you've been in business for 2 years. So you've been in business for 2 years and you know that you need extra people to make the business run effectively. Why do some people wait so long to hire? And because that could be an issue right there. They wait too long to hire somebody and the business starts to suffer because they will not hire people. Why do you think people do that, Jamie?
Well, most things are a matter of finance. I mean, you may need some people and your budget doesn't say you demand people, so you put that need off. Money is going to always a contributing factor. And so it's whether the person is stingy and don't want to do it or they don't have the money. And in the case, that's usually going to be the factor, that love of money or that lack of money. That's usually the biggest thing.
Good deal. Leonard, what do you say it is? Why do you think an individual will wait that long to hire people to the point where it could actually even hurt the business because they're not hiring?
Well, first of all, you have to be able to afford it. So that's the first major consideration. How am I going to afford this that I need for my business? Because really, it's a business investment. Your employees are investments. And if you wait too long, if you can't meet demand, customers are going to go elsewhere. If you can't keep up or can't deliver, you're eventually going to be minus some clients.
Yeah.
So, that's a lesson people learn. I mean, you got some people, rather than hire, they rather work themselves 19, 20 hours a day. And they consider that a good day's work. 16 hours a day used to not be nothing for a person that worked in a factory.
Yeah.
Or say, for instance, you know, if you're owning a business and you always thought people get into business, you know, and this is one of my things, the reason why we don't have a lot of Black people in business and why we never address it. Everybody don't want to be in business.
Mm.
Some people just like to buy and shop. That's what they do. So we can't automatically assume that everybody is an entrepreneur. This is just not true.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, it just really depends. People say, "Oh, I want my own business," and a lot of businesses fail because you know what? You got your own business. Guess what? That's a lot more work.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what you got to do every day? You got to be on time.
Yep.
You got to be ready to greet customers. You got to be ready to have every day. You don't get a break. You don't trust nobody else to do nothing. So eventually, you may fall short. Or you may be the reason why your business is not expanding.
Come on. Ain't number one truth, Leonard. Tell it. Ain't number one truth, brother.
So you have to, even like how we put pressure on stores and things like that in communities. And definitely, especially, let's say they're Koreans. And now, you know, you insist, well, if you're in a Black neighborhood, how come no Black people work here? You know, and so we have to be mindful of these types of things when we're trying to expand or do better in business. Mm-hmm. What makes your business better? And if that answer would be, I need some help. I need some, now you ain't even got time to spend the money you make.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you got to work all day.
Exactly. Yeah, come on.
You know, it's being a business owner can be great, but it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let nobody try, you know, you see all these people, you want to you make all this money doing something so easy and only doing 2 hours a week. That depends if the security guard at the bank ain't paying attention. You understand? Because I don't know a business where you don't have to work hard. I don't know one.
So if you're paying attention,
especially if it's your business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you're paying attention, you got.
So if you need help, you have to really be serious about it. Am I gonna sit here and just try to manage myself this way, or I'm gonna try to free up some time so I can do other things and improve my business in other ways?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
So you have to think about it. You should be in your business plan as well. You should plan to expand to the point where you have to hire additional help.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tawanda, what do you say to that? You wait too long to hire somebody. Why? Why do most businesses do that?
Well, I think a lot of times people go into business like, I got this, and they have these expectations, like they're going to, like their brand is already established, like people know who they are, and they're gonna, you know, make all these sales or whatever it is that they do, and they have this expectation, and they don't. So if people wait, I don't know, because can you afford just starting out? Can you afford a budget? Can you afford someone to market and promote for you? It depends on who the person is and how much you have. A lot of people that starting out can't afford that right then and there. Mm-hmm. And it depends on who you go to and how much their price is. I know some people right now that do promo. I know some people that do promo for $25, and they the best that's their regular. It's not no sales, it's a regular price, and they kill it. I know some people that charge $300. I know some people that charge $1,600 a month per person. So it just depends. A lot of people just starting out really can't afford all this stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just a balance of whether and then a lot of people also, if they can afford it, a lot of people have the mentality, well, I don't need it. I don't need the help.
Mm-hmm.
Let me figure this out. And instead of a lot of people, I see a lot of this in these groups. They're like, why pay someone? Because people are charging for their list, and it's really convenient. It's not, people are charging like for vendors lists and stuff like that. And people are asking them, hey, why would you pay someone and when you could just find the information yourself? Well, if you have the time, I don't have time. I'd rather, if I could pay someone to do it, then I'm gonna do it. I don't necessarily have time to go back and learn something or learn a trade just to apply it. And that's the thing. People will stagnate their own business because they want to be cheap. So now you got to run this business and you got to learn how to do this now. Makes no sense to me.
Too much. It's too much. Tucson, what do you say to that? They wait too long to hire somebody, to hire the help that they need to make their business run successfully. They wait too long, man. They hold on and like they were saying earlier, working 16, 17 hours a day, trying to make it work when they can just get some help and take away some of that weight off of them. What do you say to that, Donald?
They tell me that if you can't get it done and you always got to be there, something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you always got to be there, something wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
In anything you're doing. And I know the thought, if you want something that right, do it yourself. But no, you can't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Teach you somebody that knows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I mean, really, I shouldn't have to come out and run out and do something every day. Somebody should be somewhere that can do it for me. Now, here's another thing. I'm not saying that I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I should have trained somebody to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes we feel like, hey, I got it. But you don't have to. Get you somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, people that make money or got money even use other folks' money to make things run.
Yeah.
If they got good sense.
Mm-hmm.
People, and I say this, and I don't want to get on that conversation, so just like your buddy, he uses other folks' money all the time.
You talking about 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I know who you're talking about. Absolutely, Jamie. What do you say? What do you say to that, brother? They don't want to hire nobody, Jamie. You know, I can do this. I've been doing this since the time I opened up the doors. I've been doing this on my own, man. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot, but in business is picking up. But I don't need to hire nobody. I don't need nobody in here trying to. And I gotta teach them. And what kind of mindset is that, Jamie?
Well, that's I would probably say the average entrepreneurial mindset. We addressed the matter of finance. I think Tawanda gave an excellent job of basically someone going into business and not having all the equipment or whatever, which goes right back to money.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this thing that's called experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you go and apply for a job, they hire you based on experience.
Yes.
Well, doing a business is no different. It can be a business that you might have worked at for someone, but you don't have the experience at managing it.
Mm-hmm.
So certain things a person have to grow into. So when you add all these things up together, it's like Leonard made mention of, well, I think he was talking finance, but my thing with that is to get a loan becomes a difficulty. We're talking about my business growing, but do I have the customers yet? Do I have the equipment? There's a whole lot of things that happen, and people just make the wrong decisions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then when you look at business, it's a matter of competition. One business tries to outdo the other. You can have the greatest idea, but somebody else has a better one. If the timing ain't right for your idea, you be out of business watching somebody else become successful at what you're doing. There's a whole lot of factors there to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a matter of experience. A person that's been around longer tends to know how to make the most money. The person that has the trust, respect of the employees gets more out of them for less money rather than hiring another person.
Come on.
I got some people with some pretty core that really just sees my job as their livelihood, and they're working harder at it than I work. You know, they looking out for me when I ain't looking out for myself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that come into play there. It isn't one thing. It's really a matter of, I think, loyalty and knowledge, not just my knowledge. If I can go out, as they say, this mastermind concept, if I can get the right resources at the table at the right time, it's going to ensure that I will be successful. But if I start a business, and I have done this before, where it's just me and I'm doing everything, and people talking about how my product looks, they don't realize that I did 5 different positions to even get a product out to you was great. And that's self-satisfaction, but your business is failing.
Yeah.
Whole lot of things that they need to look at.
And see, my thing, your productivity, if it's just you, how much are you going to be able to produce just by yourself? If you have 3 or 4 more people, and see, if we try to see in economics, Leonard, and think about it from this, if it's just you and you making 10, say you're making let's just say vases, you make 10 vases in an hour. Now just imagine if you have 2 or 3 more people. Now that's 20, 30, or 40 vases that you can make. That's going to increase your bottom line and give you the money that you're going to need to be able to pay somebody. But why don't we think about it in that way, Leonard? Why do we think we have to do everything on our own?
Well, I believe a lot of times, that ownership issue for a lot of people is big, because really all you really wanted to do was own a business. You didn't want to really be, you weren't even really thinking about being that successful.
Wow.
You caught up in the idea of owning a business. You caught up in how the dough looked with your name on it. Some people, that's their thing. And that's how they fail. Because, we have so many people, you don't need a degree to start a business. But the degree helps you manage your business.
Yes.
And you'll have people say, well, even if you're like trying to sell advertisements to a small business, sometimes small businesses struggle with why they should advertise. Well, word of mouth. Okay, if you want to stick with word of mouth, you go ahead. But I can tell you, a Facebook post may change your life or your business.
Exactly.
Or you go to this community event and set up a table or what have you. It just depends on what was your mission and objective for your business. Was it to grow, or was it just to open up and maintain income? So some people say, I want to open up a business, make my own money. I don't want nobody to tell me nothing. Okay, anybody got to tell you nothing. That means you ain't gonna know nothing.
Yeah. But I will tell you,
you're gonna sit there and your business is gonna suffer for the very simple fact that, one, you don't even understand what the law of diminishing returns is about. So it's not about you wasting your money. It's about you investing in your business.
Exactly.
To make more money. Like, say, for instance, I use the example, as much as I want to try, what's the burger place?
McDonald's,
Slutty
Burger King.
Vegan.
Slutty Vegan, yeah. Oh, yeah. The place is good, man.
Very popular.
Yeah.
Everybody says it's great, but you know what? It ain't great enough for me to wait in line. So when they get more stores and things like that, I'll go have one.
I'm gonna tell you.
And this is why you expand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you got a line every day. You could sell more burgers if folks didn't have to wait an hour. Look how many more burgers you could sell if people didn't have to wait an hour.
Exactly.
So you have to think about the type of business you're in and how the business is going to grow before you just say, hey, I'm just showing up today and blah, blah, blah. And there's no, but you're going to always make a little bit of money doing what you've been doing and what have you. Like, say, for instance, convenience stores. Basically, they survive off of the area that they're in.
Yep.
You don't necessarily see them upgrade much, do you?
No, they don't.
No.
At all.
Those stores look the same 20, 25, 30 years. It's because it's not based on certain, it's based on keeping customers coming and going and keeping prices just right. And then before you know it, here comes another one and another one. They're not worried about the things that other people may be worried about because they have a business model and plan. So that is what really you know, the key indicators that should dictate which way your business is going to go. Even cutting hair. Because I used to do time studies for barbers. And I tell the joke, you know what? If you could learn how to cut hair in half the time, you could double your money.
Yeah.
But now, if you want to keep talking about, I got my appointments and I don't take no walk-in, okay, you keep them same 10 appointments and you're going to always make that same money.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you try to raise the price because you need money, guess what? Your client's going to fall off.
Yep. They're going to go over there where they can save $2. They're going to go over there where they can save $2. Tawanda, what's
right. So you can't get in the way of your own progress.
Exactly. Tawanda, what's on your heart right now?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Leonard's saying everything that he's saying. Not waiting either. I can't understand how people go out, and not only for food, they go out and they wait when stuff is open. They spend overnight. Listen. You got these people, they wearing diapers. I mean, I don't get it. That makes no sense to me. I'm not waiting. I don't even like to wait in traffic. So I know that well, I'm not sitting out waiting for no food. As much as I love food, I'm telling you, I probably love the food out of everybody on here the most. This is not happening because I'm gonna go to the next convenient spot and get something to eat. We don't have time. We don't limited time. Think of all the people who only have 30 minutes.
Yeah.
They can't wait. They can't wait. So you do think about all the money that you're losing, then you would think about getting some help. You know, people don't think that they need help. But if you got a line around the corner and down the block,
you need some help.
If you can't see that you need help, you lose the money. Look at all that money.
Yeah, exactly.
That you just lost. That money would help you pay for the help, and then plus some, because you would have more profit, a lot more profit.
I'm gonna tell y'all something that happened to me about a week and a half ago. I think it was. I was here at the studio, and I was going home, and I said, well, let me stop and get me something to eat real quick. And I'm gonna stop by. I'm not gonna call their name, but it's a place that makes subs, and I stopped by. Went in, there's a couple of people in the line, and he was helping, the person was helping one person, and they wanted a certain sub. They said, no, well, we don't have any steaks. The guy said, y'all ain't got no steak. He said, no, we ain't got no steak. Well, how about this? And no, we ain't got that. And this is a major, when I tell you this is a major sub company, I'm gonna say this is a major sub company that do it in a certain way. I just told you what it is. But they didn't have half the stuff that they needed. And so that person said, that's okay. And he walked out. The lady that was in front of me, she said, because I wanted, I don't eat, I wanted a grilled chicken. It's a grilled chicken sub. And she asked the man, she said, I heard you say you don't have any grilled chicken? And then he said, no, we don't have any grilled chicken. And I looked at her, she looked at me, because that was all I was going to get too. And she turned and she walked out. I said, well, I might as well leave too, because I wanted the same thing. There was only three customers that was in there. All three of us left because they did not have what they needed. And that's all about having your inventory. And I tell a long story to tell you this. You got to have your inventory. You got to have the stuff that you need, man. Because that's just as bad to me as not hiring the right people that you need. Donna, what do you say to that? If you don't have the product, you can't sell it. And you're going to lose money because you're not investing the money in getting the things that you need. Donna, what do you say to that? Toussaint, wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Did we lose Donna? Yeah, I think we might have just lost Donna. Jamie, talk to me about that.
You know, Raheem, your question, as I heard, was hearing you ask the question, and it might have been Tawanda, but there was a female on one of your programs, been at least a year or more, that was talking about her company and how she believed in customer service and how she trained her employees. Now, we're talking about business, so if all of a sudden I did an ad, which as Leonard stated, it could change my business. There might very well be a realistic situation where I'm out of most of my products that are most popular with people. But the difference would be when those people came in and left out would be giving them something at a reduced rate. And I learned that from Tawana, whoever it was. But that was the comment that if you can't do whatever, you try to make sure the customer leaves with a positive experience. And the way you gave that example, the person just said, no, we don't have. Nothing behind that. That a lot of it is presentation. So even if I don't have the product, I got enough service that you may not leave here without buying something.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the business as well. Even if you don't have the product a person wants, you want to be able to sell them what you do have, and you want them to be returned. So sometimes you make a compromise.
Exactly. Then what do you say to that, brother? This dude lost. It was three of us. He only had 3 customers in the place at that time. All 3 of us walked out with the same money in our pocket that we walked in the door with. So he didn't even sell a cookie. What do you say to that?
Hey, I wouldn't want another day like that.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? You know, sometimes like you can tell because, and that's why it makes it important that you hire good people.
Yeah.
Because it would be a shame for something so simple to be resolved. Does this happen every day? Does it happen once a week? Who's your supplier?
Yeah.
Why don't you have? That's the bigger question. Because without answering that question, people still gonna walk out. So why you don't have? That's what you work on. Why I don't have the supplies I need. And you know, like some people, you'll say, I tell you what, if I was running a store and I needed something and the normal way didn't work, here go a couple of dollars. I need you to go to the store and get such. You've probably been in stores where it's happened before.
Exactly.
And you see they run out of something. You go down there to the Walmart or whatever and get me such and such.
That's
because
right.
however I had arranged for my supplies keep failing me. Guess what? Sooner or later, the supplier gonna lose the customer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because it may not be no fault of mine. But I may have to go and look at seriously considering changing the supplier because I don't want to keep being in that situation. And that's a business issue that managers and everything who are in charge have to resolve in order to be successful.
Exactly.
I mean, that's why you there.
And
to make money, you know.
And I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. Because there's no excuse for this to happen in this establishment. Man, Subway. How the world Subway ain't gonna happen?
I know what you're talking about, but,
yeah.
I mean, no, it can happen it can happen anywhere just because of the management. It could be simply management. I've been to stores that have terrible managers, and you can tell. But once they switch the manager, the store completely changes. You know, our stores look the way they look sometimes, and we go in there, you see people ain't got their outfit on right, and their hat don't be right, and it's because that manager not enforcing rules and regulations.
Yeah.
And see, I usually will make it my business, like I talk to the manager about something I don't like. Like I told one person at a store recently, this girl making food, but you see how that mask ain't in on property? I need to have a conversation with her, get her off of that from behind that counter.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm not buying this is because she's standing over there and ain't wearing that mask properly.
Exactly.
You know, so you as a customer, voice your opinion.
Yeah.
Because it helps the business.
And walk out that door and that way they'll hear you. When you turn up, you walk out the door and don't spend no money. They hear you there. They hear you. Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You'll understand. Sooner or later, you will understand. Hopefully, it'll be before the doors close.
Hey, wait a minute, man. Come back, man. Hold on. Where you going? No, you ain't gotta go. Yeah.
And I know often we focus on this show on Black business, but I talk about business theory. And just because you Black don't mean you get you somehow escape economic theory.
Yeah.
So you can be black and think that everybody ought to do this, that, and the other. Let you not be open too many days in a row on time.
Mm-hmm. People gonna stop.
Because one of the biggest issues about certain businesses is you ain't got normal business hours. It's whenever you in there.
Mm-hmm. You roll the dice.
This for your smaller businesses, of course.
Yeah, you had to roll the dice to find out whether somebody gonna be there or not. You drive over.
I'm not gonna keep burning my gas
No.
to come to your place and you're not there.
Exactly. A note on the door talking about we'll be back in 20 minutes, and you don't wait 35 minutes and they still ain't there.
That type of thing.
Exactly. Tawanda, what's
I have a problem. That just burns me up.
Oh yeah, because
like
at that time, then honestly speaking, they're not respecting your time at all.
It ain't about respecting me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's about not being open.
Exactly.
When you say you're gonna be open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good.
If you open 6 to 10, don't get there at 6:05.
Yeah. Because you're already late. And ain't no way you're gonna be on time. Tawanda, what's on your heart?
The only time customer service seems to work sometimes is in the hair business.
Say that again.
You know how folks sit around all day to get their hair done?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, they should. Yeah.
Now we get some people getting a little bit smarter now. Now, if you want a haircut, you ain't got to go sit no 2 and 3 hours to wait on nobody.
Mm-hmm.
When they got one, guess what? I used to tell people, boy, if these Asians learn how to cut black folks' hair, y'all gonna be out of business.
Man, gonna be totally out of business. Absolutely. And they're working towards that too. Or if not, they're gonna put a wig on your head. They're gonna put a wig on your head.
Because one thing that certain people are about, when you're really about business, you go after the things that matter to your business, not all that extra stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, you got some folks, they sleep upstairs in their business or in a back closet in their business because that's what they got. And that's what they have to focus their time on. And the fact that they have to give up all that time, they're doing that until they can grow.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times you have other people, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to ball because I got a business. No, brother, you need to reinvest back into your business.
Exactly.
So your business can ball.
Mm-hmm. And so if they live at their business, they ain't got to worry about rent at another location. They pay rent in one place and live there and work there and do everything. Tawanda, what's on your heart? Talk to me, sis.
Let's go back to the subway for a second. Now, a good solution would be, because it depends on the time and the day of the week. It may happen. You know, maybe they was going to get inventory the next day. Who knows? But the simple solution, and this is why I say all the time, customer service is so critical, would be to fix the solution, to make sure that those 3 people come back or those 3 people purchase something. Me, if it was my business, I'd have gave y'all something else. I'd have gave y'all something close to it that was at, if not 50% off of what the actual price was, or I'd have gave y'all a coupon for 50% off your next order. Something that would make you guys want to come back. That would leave you with a positive experience in a negative situation. Okay, I don't have this that you want. Can I get you anything else at a discounted price?
Mm-hmm.
Or just simply having a coupon or something, 50% off your next order, because I inconvenienced you coming over here and I didn't have what you needed. It's simple, and you know, customer service is one of the things that a lot of people lack, and they're so highly critical of. You gotta think of people wasted their time and energy coming to your establishment of something that you did not have. Fix the situation, and that's what I tell people all the time. It's about whether you want to have that one customer or you want to have repeat customers.
Mm-hmm. And see, the thing about it, and it's just like you just said, do you want to have that customer one time or you want them to keep coming back? And my thing is, I want them to keep coming back. I want them to keep coming back time and time and time again, because that way now we have a relationship, and it creates, like we said earlier, that family environment. When they come into the place, it's like they're coming home. Let me see who we got here. See who we got left here. I'll make sure I call on a name that's gonna be here. Let me go to Jamie. Jamie, what's on your heart, brother?
No, I would just I'm I know listen to that response that it was to one of the person I was
Yes.
referring to.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to business, you know, when you say Black Friday or I don't know the name of the program, I just happened to call it. I wanted to see kind of what was going on. But when it comes down to doing business, you want to be the best at whatever you are. And there's a slogan that I remember hearing as an adult that I wish I'd heard as a child. I think it would have made a great difference in my life, which was, if you are Black, you got to be twice as good.
Mm-hmm.
That's not necessarily a true statement. You don't have to be, but the more or the better you are, the more successful.
Yeah.
And that's against Blacks as well as whites. But when you look at it from a business perspective, you know, we make reference to the, I don't know if you use the term Oriental or whatever, but there's so much competition, even within the Black neighborhood for the Black dollar, to the point that you can't afford to half step for so much.
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to soul food, you got Orientals in places that have soul food restaurants now. So these little things that are being stated are very significant as far as business goes. So those people that are listening, if you hear it and sort of defend yourself against what's being said, then you're hurting yourself. But if it makes sense and it's down your alley, you might want to look at yourself at a very minimum. Whether you're making improvements or not, at least look, because it might improve your the longevity of your business.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Donald Toussaint, what's on your heart, brother?
I ain't too bright, but you know, that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you never can be satisfied with the way things are if you want things better.
Mm-hmm.
You're always striving to make it better. And I'm just saying from where I am. I ain't no entrepreneur trying to do this and do that. I'd like to be.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah. But okay, you take the same characteristics or the same standards that you whether you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself. Just your character, the standards that you put forth is always going to speak for you. My pastor used to say, just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, just do right.
Mm-hmm.
If you do right, right will follow. If you're trying to connive or take shortcuts or manipulate, sooner or later, it's going to catch up with you.
Absolutely.
And if you try to do right, that's going to catch up with you too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And make sure your place clean. Because you can have the best service and like if you're in the restaurant business or whatever it is, you can have the best service, the restrooms nasty. Anybody want to eat there?
No.
I don't want to eat there.
No.
And then your waiter, they come in, and let me say this, I gotta say this. Those that are in the restaurant business and you got waiters and stuff like that, teach your people not to reach over somebody, trying to pass somebody else food.
Mm-hmm.
Time you reach over me to give whoever's sitting at the table with me their food, I'm done eating. Give them my money back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good.
Raheem,
Yes, sir.
even if you have a business, and you know, and this is to help people, and you know you know when you don't have the best personality, get some help.
Yeah.
You know, hospitality management is huge because everybody is selling you something.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you provide a service, the way to get people to come back is to be very, very nice. Be making a place where people don't mind. Okay, yeah, you may be a little I might have to stand in line 5 more minutes, but the
Mhm.
people there are so nice.
Yeah.
I don't even eat at Chick-fil-A,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I go for my wife or my kids sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And even though that line be as long as it can be, you always see Chick-fil-A working to resolve those issues that cause the customer hardship. They'll open up a completely different line and lane and everything to get you in and out. And they continue to rotate. And then the people are extremely nice.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to be walking around on my job acting like you don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be here
Yeah.
if you don't want to. So you see it in, like, say, for instance, one of the great customer service places is Apple. Apple has great customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And things of that nature. Say, for instance, you could have great customer service and the product may not be that great. But people like dealing with you because it meets the purpose. It fits the purpose.
Yeah.
It's affordable. And then
Mhm.
you also put that courtesy on top of it. Then the person is more likely to want to work with you. For instance, Beats headphones.
Yeah.
Specifically the Pro Beats and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible construction. But they don't mind replacing them if you have a problem. The people don't hassle you on the phone. Remember how there used to be a joke? Boy, let a black woman be at the return counter.
You ain't getting nothing.
And you trying to return something.
You ain't
She
getting
may
nothing.
just ask you what your next of kin is. And it's just horrible.
Yeah.
When but when the policy is right here and there, and you see people arguing back and forth, I can't fool with you no more because you argue with me and you got a policy, and this store is too big for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you have to be mindful of those things also as a business owner. What are the bad things? You should be reviewing yourself regularly.
Yep. Yep.
You should put a comments box out, or you should ask people to give you feedback, so you know how you doing.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to keep waking up and ain't no customers in your store.
Bills ain't gonna stop.
Find out why ain't no customers there.
Yep. Bills ain't gonna stop. Bills ain't gonna stop.
Right.
And so exactly. Tawanda, let me come to you and ask you this question right here. What about and again for everybody that's listening, we're talking about issues that some business people may have. This is Black Friday, and we addressing those issues. What happened if you find out that you're underpricing your product or your service? What happened if you realize, man, I'm not charging enough for this, and everything doesn't line up, and then you find out there's another company on the other side of town that's charging almost double what you're charging, and they can't keep people out this door. Now you have a lot of customers. But you're not charging enough. How do you all negate that situation and raise your price without running away your customers?
Well, we talk about this every week, and I talk about when I tell people how to strategically market and to find your target market, and when I tell people to do their homework, this is the part that they leave out. When I tell you, you need to know everything about your competitor, everything that you can find out. So you should already go in with a game plan of knowing. A lot of people, they factor in the price, they don't factor in their time, they don't factor in their labor of the cost. You got to pay yourself. People forget that you have to pay yourself for the time that you spend doing what you do. And all that is this mathematical solution of what you could do. But how do you raise your price? Everybody raises their price gradually over time. I know, for instance, I give you a perfect example. Right by me, it's a sub shop, and every Monday and Friday they have $5 large subs. It's probably one of the best spots in the state, and you could either get a cold cut sub or you can get a cheese stick. Now, they've just raised their price. Have they lost any customers? Absolutely not, because they are established brand. People don't mind paying the extra. It went from $5. It was $5 now to $7, and it's due to the increase in food. The cost on purchase and stuff. So their price it didn't gradually go up. It just drastically went up to $2, but people don't mind paying. So for instance, if I have something where, and this is what most of the time, this is what I do, whether it's my standard price, say for instance, if I have something that's maybe $25, I might be like, okay, this is going to be the price for a limited time, so that people are already in the mindset to know that, hey, this is not going to be the standard price. But I know the key is to beat your competitors, not to kill yourself and to make you go bankrupt, but to beat your competitors. And the only way to do that is to have a game plan before you start the game.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time that those are, when you guys hear me on Fridays talk about the demographics and the social graphics, it's a part of that. It's a part of that. Know these people, know your competitors. If I'm opening up a burger joint in my neighborhood, you better believe I'm gonna know the social graphics to every other burger place within 20-mile radius. You have to know. And it's not to steal their ideals. You need to know who's your competitor, what competition do you have, what are their prices, how can I beat their prices, what are their customer services, what are their reviews saying, what are their complaints, can I provide a better environment than this other place. And that's how you have to approach it every time.
Exactly. Let me go to Leonard. What do you say to that, brother? You gotta raise your prices, man. They gotta go up because you're falling short. People across town, but they charging almost double what you're charging, and their places stand full. So you could take your prices up. So how do you do it effectively and not lose your clientele?
Well, first of all, if you got that bit of information, you're not gonna lose your clientele. Because one, you ain't. I used to tell people how much they doing it for. I do it for half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll undercut you in a heartbeat. Because if I
stay right there for a minute, let her talk about that. Talk about that right there for a minute. Stay right there for a minute. Talk to the people about that.
The option is the thing you're trying to do is the objective is to increase your revenue, your profit. Put it out there. You go across the street and see what everybody else charge. Don't take nobody's word for it. And then if they charging 50, charge 48. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
So, you ain't got to break the bank, but just make it competitive. Because it's not that you just underpriced yourself, it could be. Because you didn't survey your market in the first place.
Yep.
So you probably went in underpriced. As a matter of fact, that is a strategy when you're introducing a new product. Price it lower at first. And then once you get people on the product, raise the price.
Exactly. That's good.
That's business. So if people don't understand capitalism is really a thing. You know what I'm saying? It is a thing.
Yes, it is.
And there's various strategies you can use.
Exactly.
But like even at the shop, people say, man, haircut is $20 over here. Well, I tell you what, if you don't want to pay 20, the Dominicans over there cutting them for 10. Now, a lot of people go over there and get that $10 cut, and guess what? They come right back over there because that $10 cut ain't as good as that $20 cut.
Jacked up.
See, they offer a lower price, but the product is not as good.
Yeah. That's good.
So like Tawanda was saying, you need to know your competition as well. You shouldn't have a problem raising your prices if you know what the competition is doing. You shouldn't even be worried about losing your customers if everybody else is charging that much more than you. Meet them halfway. You ain't gonna lose no customers.
Tawanda, you wanted to say something? I'm going to go to Jamie, and we'll go to Jamie next. What's on your heart?
Yeah, I just wanted to add something real quick. People, we do this in business all the time. People don't know because of the terminology that we use. We don't use the terminology that a lot of people know. But if you look at marketing packages, if you look at programs like on Facebook or anywhere else, or commercials, infomercials, if you see where it tells you that this product is normally $199, but if you act right now, you can get it for $19.99. Okay, this is the
wow.
It's one of the great. Listen, it's one of the greatest tripwires ever that was created, and that's what it's really called. It is a way to get cold traffic more. Okay, it is a way for someone that don't know who you are, that doesn't know your brand, to feel comfortable. Well, I feel comfortable losing $20 versus $200. Absolutely. So you shouldn't have a problem. This is something that is strategically done in marketing. People just don't know that we call them tripwires. We call them a way to get these cold customers. If I don't know who you are, you better believe I'm going to give you something that's maybe like 40 or 50% off just to make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, the second time, you're not going to get no discount. But to make you come from cold traffic to warm traffic, you're going to get that. And you see it every day, and people don't even know what they're looking like. You know what they're looking at. They're looking at strategic marketing. They're looking at tripwires. They're looking at people that is a way to get these cold traffic, and that means nobody knows this product exists or just coming out into warm hands.
Tawanda, let me say something. You know, one of the best tricks that people they use on you in this, and that people don't even realize it. They think they're getting over, but really they're not. They'll charge you $19.99 instead of charging you $20. $19.99.
Oh, let me say something.
They charge you
that is the best.
Wow.
It works.
It
You
works.
said people getting over. It works every day. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's a mental play on a mind. Because whether it's 1 penny or $1 or $100, if people can save, they will. So people will buy, whether people believe it or not. People will buy something that costs.
Tawanda, I think we just lost her. But Jamie, that's a trick, man. That they've been using for a long time. $19.99 in comparison to $20. Jamie, what do you say to that?
Yeah, you're right. It's been around a long time, and even when you're aware of it, subconsciously, you still, in a sense, for it. But that dollar thing that you see there is that.
Exactly. I think we have Tawanda back. Tawanda, finish your thought, then we'll go back to Jamie.
Yeah, I was telling I was dropping something. They didn't want me to tell y'all people. But that is strategic marketing. I do it all the time. And you've heard me come on here plenty of Fridays and tell you guys it works. It really works. It's crazy for people to comprehend, but it really does. If you people, I don't know how many times, if I say something is $30, they might be like, But if you say something is like $29.99, people think that they saving something, they jump on it. I don't know. It really works. It strategically works. It's something about those signs at the end that people feel like that they saving some money.
That is crazy though, but you're absolutely right. It does work, and it's a trick that they've been using for a mighty long time. Go ahead, Jamie. Finish your thought, brother.
Raheem, I forgot my thought. I just got another call as well. But I will say this: listening to everything that's being said, and all the things you got to do to remain competitive. You know, there's these different levels of things, and I'm using the example of a chicken. You know, the chickens they do well in their yard, and the eagles they soar at a level where there isn't a whole lot of competition, and there's this little area where the birds fly. You know, depending on what your business goals are, why you went into business, or you're looking at someone young and they're aspiring to soar with the eagles. They got to watch everything. They got to be on top of the business 24/7. Someone who had that mindset, but is now at a point in their business where they just want to be successful and survive, they'll tell you they're not looking to compete.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, they still need to know. If you're at a point where you just gonna do what you want to do and that's all you want to do, it doesn't require the same thing that it does for someone who wants to grow their business. So all of these tips and this information is being put out there is good. But I will say this much on the marketing. Usually when you get into the point where your business is and you're trying to run with the big dogs, we talked about money and why people don't grow at a certain level. If all those things aren't considered, it can be just as harmful as it can be beneficial.
That's true. That's true. That's good. That's good. Toussaint, talk to me. $19.99, brother. $19.99 for a very low price of $19.99. You could have this, and we will send it to you today. Shipping and handling, of course. But sometimes even say what they tack a couple more dollars on there. They say $22.99. Shipping and handling included. Well, yeah, you just paid for it. But go ahead, Donald. What's on your heart?
That's one thing that when we was in the author's class, I took a course in how to become an author, and the whole from writing the first page to actually publishing the book, and that's one thing that they taught us, that your price, it like you say, $13.98. And they say, what? Not $14, not $15. $13.98. It changes the mindset of the purchaser. At least it's not $13. I mean, at least not $14.
Yeah.
Not $15. And here's another thing about it. They will give you $15 and tell you to keep the change. Yeah. So now you got a tip.
Yes, sir.
Telling you. Yeah. But when another thing about it is, now when you present your product, make sure it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Because if it's not worth it, they won't come back.
Exactly.
They can want that dollar. They can want that dollar and 2 cents back.
And 2 cents.
And the 2 cents. Hey, did you see did you see the little boy that was telling a little story about, I don't know if he called the little boy Johnny. He said Johnny got $1, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, so I sure did. Yeah, that was crazy to me. Leonard, talk to me about that $19.99, brother. Talk to me about that, Leonard.
It's funny, I'm one of them type of people. I'd never pay regular price. Okay? I don't know if it was just something from working in retail for so long, or one, I ain't got unlimited money like a lot of y'all got. So I'm always looking for something on sale. Or if I see something, I wait till it go on sale. And so it's a sales pitch. I mean, it works. Like Tawana was saying.
Sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later.
Using all types of strategies to increase sales. And there may be, and just hope that somebody benefits from that sale and not just you.
Yeah.
Because if you notice that, if you look at this, search supply and demand automatically tells you, if you notice that you can't keep something in stock, it's probably because the price is very low.
And everybody's buying it. Yep.
Or just to see how important whatever that product is, raise the price on it and see how long you keep it. And keep raising the price until it starts sitting there. And then you'll understand what's acceptable. And then you won't have any issue unless somebody comes into your market and undercuts you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind sales pitches. Y'all, the business side need to do whatever it needs to do to try to get my business. It's up to me to decide whether or not it's worth it. So the 1999.
Sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box
You
that
have
has...
people talking about just because it's a black business don't mean things are free. Well, it better not mean that things are more expensive than they are everywhere else.
Yeah,
either.
yeah. Come on.
You don't get more money because you're black.
Mm-hmm.
You get more money because you're competitive and your product has value.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you make money and gain customers, because of the product. What is it about your product? Would people be willing to pay $25, or is $19.99 the breaking point?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because you may think it's worth $50 and it really ain't.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not.
Exactly.
So that's why I can give it to you at that price. I'm just telling you it's valued at $100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I ain't told you it was,
I was gonna
is it
charge
worth
you that.
$100 to you, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, I got, if it's worth $100 for you, I got 10 more in the back. I want to sell all of them to you right now. I want to sell each and every one of them to you right now, because I ain't no need me sitting on them, and you need them. Rico, good morning.
That's right.
Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I can't complain, man. Running a little late, but I'm out here.
But if I'm not mistaken, it's something special to about this day to you, ain't it, brother?
Yeah, the day of my birthday,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
I'm in my first day of 48. 48, gonna see how great 48 is gonna be.
There you go. Happy birthday to you, young man. Happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. This is Black Businessman that we're talking about. You've been listening to us?
Yeah, I've been listening, man. I heard. I asked if I was gonna call in earlier, but I messed around and bumped into my son while I was walking, and we started talking. So I got back on and heard that last part, and y'all hit on it right when I was thinking about it. That $10.99.
Come on now.
That $9.99. Man, I was thinking about that. I said, man, that's one of the biggest marketing employees.
Yes, sir.
And I can remember when I was one of the biggest suckers for it, and I realized then how complicated. Business is complicated. Economics is very complicated. It can be simple, but at the same time, you just can't explain the best part of being successful in it simply.
Yeah.
Like, everybody knows that you have to have a quality product. Sometimes it is good to raise your prices, but then sometimes it's good to undercut. That's good business, because speed is also important.
Yeah.
But now, if a person is misinformed or doesn't really get the real logic of how it operates, they'll put speed first and undercut themselves to the point where they ain't making but $2 or $3 profit off of 20.
Yeah.
But they just happen to say that they selling. Their business is getting product moved out the way, and then at the same time they making some kind of profit. But you can actually, every profit you make can be going right back into shipping, gas, upkeep, so many different things. So because I've heard people say that the number one rule of business is speed. The number one rule of success in business is speed. Yeah, it's speed, and it ain't just one thing. It's a plethora of things, because like I said, you can have that speed going on, but at the same time you're not charging enough.
Yeah.
So now you're losing.
Exactly.
You don't have to shut down now, because and people wondering, well, what happened? I seen all your products and all your material out here in the street. Oh, what happened? You weren't charging right. You were trying to undercut somebody too much just to get your product on. So it's like it's real complicated. I've seen people try to tell others how business works, and you'll hear that end of it, but then they're only coming from the aspect of the profit. Well, what about the service? What about the need for the product that you're selling? What's the quality of the product? So I mean, it's just so many different things. It's just real complicated. But at the same time, like I said, we subconsciously as consumers have been brainwashed that 99 cents. Well, I'm gonna say a penny. We know a penny is a cent. So when we hear 99 cents, we think, 99 cents, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
We don't realize it's a penny away from $1, but when we were young, $1 was a lot. So as we grew up realizing that there's value in the dollar, but if it just, cents involved, we don't realize that one penny is the difference in it. So now we see $4.99. we'll estimate that $4. We won't round up. We'll round down because we heard that $4 at the beginning. That's that subconscious training. And then on top of it, if you like to clutter, you might get, I ain't gonna say like to clutter, you might have a problem with cluttering because you like to buy things in bulk.
Yeah.
But every time you buy something in bulk, it might not be a good deal. You might be saying, well, you know what, I go ahead and get this 36 roll of toilet tissue. So I don't have to keep on coming back and forth, getting a little small rolls. Okay, you might do that. But at the same time, if you buy everything in bulk, before you know it, you got a house full of stuff that you ain't using.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you spent $20 buying something that you got 3 of today when you really could have just spent 8, and you saved that money that you couldn't afford to spend that 20. You know, you thought at that point in time that you went buying that bulk. So sometimes it isn't, you know, sometimes you really can't afford to buy bulk, even though bulk is the best deal.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's all about wisdom and knowledge of economics.
And it's absolutely true. Let me go to Jamie. Jamie, you still with us? Jamie, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Jamie, how important is it? You're in business, you're running the business, and a lot of times people say, well, it takes X amount of time, 3, 4, 5 years for your business to start making a profit. But how important is it even before then, Jamie, that you pay yourself?
That you pay yourself before you start the business?
No, while business is going on, while you're working the business, they say the business ain't gonna be profitable. So a lot of business don't profit until 3, 4, 5 years after being in business. But even before then, is it important that you pay yourself, or you just put everything back into the business?
But definitely, if you're going to be an employee of it, when you're doing your business plan, you know, you write it as though all these are various positions. If you fill one at a very minimum, you should be making that. And depending on how much you want to reinvest into your business, or that how far out you want to go, you kind of determine from there what else you want to do. But most businesses, or most people I know that are in business, they normally do something within the business, especially at startup, because you're doing a lot of trade and all of that. So you want that written in so that when that salary is paid, it includes yours. So then from what's left, you're looking at it's either a profit or it isn't. So that would be the best approach to it, because otherwise you ain't paying yourself, you just profiting from your business.
Exactly. What do you say to that, Donald? Is it important to pay yourself?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You're in there for making money, because when you just say this like this, if you got somebody at the house and say how much you make, how much you make, so if it's, especially if it's yours, that's why, and it's just me. That's why you go in business to make money, right? You're your first employee.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't hire nobody, who's the employee? You. But you go into business to make money, right? I don't know, just to have a service out there and just giving folks up. So yeah, I mean, that should be calculated in before you get started.
Okay, that's good.
Otherwise, you're just wasting time. And time is money.
Yes, it is.
You know, mine is.
Absolutely.
I ain't making nothing, then I need to quit.
It ain't making sense, ain't it?
No, it don't make no sense, because the first thing, you know, like I said, they're going to come at that when you spend so much time away from home. When you get home, they say, how much money has you made this week, or this month, or this day? Oh, I ain't made nothing. What you doing out there? Go get you a job.
Exactly. something ain't going right. Leonard, what do you say to that? Look here, you ain't making no dollars or cents on either cents or cents. Either one of them ain't making now one of them. Leonard, what do you say to that, brother? Is it important that you pay yourself?
I mean, ain't that the point of being, like Donald said? What is why are you in business? Why are you in business? Why would you put money out like that if you didn't want to some type of return on your investment.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, some people, it depends on where their mind is. There are some people that just have great business ideas. They ain't got no idea how to run no business.
Mm-hmm.
But they got a great idea. So they should be an idea. If all they can do is ideas and can't run stores, and they have to sell their idea to people.
Yeah.
Or they have to hire people to help them manifest whatever it is that's in their brain or whatever vision they may have.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to pay yourself. That's what business is. Are you getting a return on your investment?
Mm-hmm.
And now, people say 3 or 5. No, that's not really true.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if you're great at business, got a great product, you can open up a slutty vegan and it's line me down the street.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It just depends on your product.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what people don't focus on. It's not about who you want to be, it's the product.
Mm-hmm.
It's not how you want people to see you. It's always product. Do people want what you have?
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, if you're providing people, you're going to be able to pay yourself. Because you're going to be generating revenue from selling that thing. Because that's where the pay comes from, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, like Donald said, you have to look at it from that point. You your own employee at that point.
And see, my
you
thing
should
is,
pay yourself. Because ain't nobody going to come work for you for free, really, are they?
they're not going to do it. And my thing is right here, I used to tell people all the time, man, and it sounds crazy. It sounds kind of ridiculous, but it makes sense. If you can't start a Nike, if you can't come out with your own Nike company or Nike shoe or Reebok or Adidas or whatever it is, come out with the shoe screen. Come out with your own shoe. Come out with your own shoe screen.
It's an alternative, and it would not only come out with the shoe screen. Know that it's a accessory product, I believe what it's called. Like say for instance,
exactly.
The people who make money selling tires understand that they go on cars. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to build a tire place and sell tires because cars need them.
Exactly. And so my thing,
car business go up, your business go up.
Absolutely.
Because nobody got to have tires on the car.
That's right. And see, my thing is, if you come out with your own line of shoe screen, anyway, I don't care. You ain't got to sell no shoes. Don't worry about no shoes. Let them sell the shoes, because I guarantee you, if you got a shoe screen that's popping, that everybody like and everybody love it, they gonna want to put them shoe screens in every pair of shoes that they have. So let them sell let them sell the shoes. You provide the shoe. You provide the shoe screens. Tawana, does that make sense? She looking for a mute button, y'all. She putting that long password in.
Oh, you call me?
Yeah.
I didn't know you said my name.
She putting that long password in there.
Oh, no, I was.
But does that make sense though? If you can't come out with a shoe company, start a shoe screen company, because that way you're gonna sell to everybody. Every time they buy shoes, have something that people like, have something that people love, and have something that people want, a shoe screen that they want. And I guarantee you, every pair of shoes that is sold, they're gonna come to you for the shoe screens.
I don't know if that was the best analogy, but
and that worked with me. That worked with me. I take that. Go ahead though.
I understand what you're saying,
mm-hmm.
but if people aren't playing with their shoes now. Come on now, people not playing with their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But the analogy is good, because guess what? If you should know everything about that shoe.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Know everything about that shoe,
mm-hmm.
because people just learn the bare minimum of things. Okay, you should know. Okay, does this hold up? Can I wear this with that? Can you get replacement shoestrings? All these different things. It works so well with business.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it goes back to understanding a client or understanding a product.
Mm-hmm.
You should know. A lot of people, if I ask them these basic standard questions, they might not know. Now, should you know everything? Absolutely not. I'd rather people that don't know, you just don't know. But you should know about your product. I hate going up to somebody and asking them something about something that they do, and the basic of questions they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want me to spend my money? You can't even answer a simple question. I can ask you what's 1 + 1, and they still might not know. And that's what I'm saying. Know your audience and know what type of questions that they're gonna ask. What are the basic standard questions? Be ready for them.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, they done made it so easy and sweet out here for y'all that you can go and you can see a product. You can see what are the most standard questions that are asked. So you already ready for somebody's going to ask you that same question.
Mm-hmm.
You're already ready and you're already prepared. You can go on Google Trends and Google Analytics, so you can go and you can look behind the scenes. I can tell you how much money somebody spent the last 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you if that person is married. I can tell you if they have kids. I can tell you if they're going to be interested. If you have a product, let's say that's made more towards a kid, who are you targeting? So you gotta be strategic in who you target. Yeah, you want to target kids, but you want to target you want to target a whole different demographic of people. You want to target people that are maybe people that are pregnant, maybe people that are maybe people that are godparents. So you got to be really, really specific in who you want. Otherwise, you're just going to get everybody. And I keep on telling you guys week after week after week after week after week that everybody is not your targeted audience. You need to be really, 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 really specific on who the people that you want and qualify them up. Mm-hmm. It hurts my pride to waste some time for somebody to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. I don't want to waste my time explaining something to you, and you know that you don't want to buy it, mm-hmm. or you're not interested, or you just want to get as much free content as you can, and that's fine. I've done it myself, so I get it. But start pre-qualifying these people up, and you will know before they even open up their mouth whether they're going to be interested in buying or not.
Mm-hmm. And ain't just sitting there kicking tires. They're not sitting there just kicking tires. Yeah. Exactly.
I don't got no time because you kick my tires, I just might kick you. I'm just saying, I'm not all the way. I'm not all the way there. I'm probably, I'm still working on myself. I'm still working on it. I'm not all the way there where I need to be. I might kick you.
Still working out a few products. Still working out a few ideas. I'm still working on some things.
Still working out the kinks, God pray for me because I ain't all the way there. I might be the Pisces in me, but I don't know. I'm just saying that I'm not playing. I'm not here to play.
Exactly.
I'm nice when I need to be nice, and then when I'm not supposed to be nice, I'm not nice.
Like Michelle, people, like Michelle, a little bit nice tea, like Michelle, just a little bit nice.
A little bit, but I say this all the time, and I know people, it's probably like, this girl get on here and say this every week, and I say it for a reason, and I tell you, and I repeat it because I want you guys to learn some of the things that you learn. Even with me, it was a little bit hard. Like, well, wait a minute. We're taught that in business you have to do this, and that, and it just don't work for us Black folks. I'm sorry to tell you guys, it don't work. I'm not gonna say it don't work for everyone, but the majority, it does not. Why? Because your money is not long as some of these other people that they can spend all this money in advertising. So to fill the void for Black businesses owners, you just don't do what they do. You do it a whole nother strategic way. Instead of trying to mass market to everybody, then you strategically pick who you want to target and you market directly to them. So if I have a Black product, I'm not going to mass market to Caucasians, or they might buy it, they may. Yeah. Or they may not, but I'm going to be specific on who I want to market, not only in nationality, but gender is so specific with ads. I can say I only want this product for African American women that are 25 to 30. You have to be that targeted, and all this stuff should be written out and written down somewhere so that you know who you're dealing with before you have to deal with it.
Good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I love what she said about doing this to get people to unlearn some of these bad habits. You know, that's huge. That, you know, even outside of business and everything, there's so many bad habits and bad traits that we've adapted and embraced as normal that we need to unlearn, that we've been programmed. And then on top of that, learning to or being informed of some new habits we need to pick up, or maybe habits or formats that we haven't participated in. You know, something we may not know about. So, you know, we need to be introduced to that. So that's good that, you know, she's doing that too, informing people of different ways and different paths they could take to get businesses off the ground and have it done successfully. You know, and what you were saying earlier about getting paid, paying yourself. You know, you do have to pay yourself because you can't be up in here running a business and every week or every day somebody come in now, you getting smaller and smaller. You got to eat. You just can't keep the store stocked up and keep breaking even.
So you're losing weight. So you're having a miss meal cramps, brother.
And then on top of it, you know what I'm saying, you really don't want to be in a situation where you're running a business, but then you got to go somewhere else and work for somebody else to supplement your income. You know, I mean, that's really defeating the purpose because you got a whole lot of time that you're investing into a business that you're not seeing any profit from. You know, you might well run a nonprofit. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's very important for you to pay yourself, but you got to pay yourself appropriately. You don't want to pay yourself to the point the way you fold your business in 6 months either. You know, so, you know, it's like I said, this platform is awesome for people to also understand all the different avenues and different factors that plays into these decisions that's made. You know, when y'all make these, when you have these questions and people get a response that they give, now they understand why you have to pay yourself.
Exactly.
They have to understand that you got to limit it though. You can't go overboard. You can't go out here and be fabulous just because your image is, hey, I'm a business owner. You know, it's a lot of superficial image that goes with certain words. And some people, when they start saying they're a business owner, they feel like they need to look like it.
But you know what?
Put them dickies on and put them shoes you had on last year and go to work.
Exactly. And you know what? Most of the time, when I meet, and I met quite a few people that has more money than ever spend, man, millionaires many times over. I've had conversations with them. But if you look at them, Rico, you look at how they dress, and you know, you wouldn't think that the person had no money, man. Most of the people that I know have a lot of money, they're not real flashy with it. They're not out here with all this and all that. You look at, you know, and they pretty much dress average, jeans and a shirt or something like that, man, and regular shoes. They're not flashy.
I saw a picture of Bill Gates at a taco stand. About 30 people around him and didn't know it.
Yep.
He had on a fisherman hat and some old Mr. Rogers shoes. With a plaid shirt. May have been a Polo, may have been Walmart. Costco, ain't no telling. But you couldn't tell at that point in time he was the richest man in the world, and all the people were standing around him while he was standing in line with them waiting on a taco. I bet he smelled like money though.
They smell like it, brother.
I bet he do, because I don't smelled it before. I don't been around some people. I'm like, ooh, well, you smell like a Polo store. You know?
Leonard, now I don't know what smell like a Polo store. Now, Leonard, help me understand that, brother. Help me out.
What part you don't understand?
Money, and see the thing about it to me, and I'm weird as I am. I'm a weird fella, but I think to me, money stinks, man. It does. But go ahead.
Well, give me some stinky money.
I knew you was going there. I knew. Look, that's like my daughter. She always say to me, she said, "Daddy, you know, Biggie said, more money, more problems. I came to take some of your problems away from you. Let me get some money."
Exactly. You know, a lot of folks, you know, it's just sad because, you know, sometimes we get used to saying this, that, and the other. And when I hear people say that, I'm like, what type of problem? What type of problem does money bring you? Because explain it to me, because I've never had that problem. So I don't know what people be talking about. I mean, you was probably jacked up before you had the money.
Exactly.
You know, you probably just had mental problems anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm like,
ain't quite right.
Rico was saying. like even like when Rico said his comment was like what I said before. Instead of you balling, make sure your business balling.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know folks, they balling, but they can't keep them. They get they have to switch their car up every 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know like when you go someplace, now the big thing is park all the nice cars in the front.
Yeah.
You know, they do that at the club.
Mm-hmm.
So because they want to create this atmosphere of ballers and flashy cars and everything. And this contributes to this hyper materialization of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go out and I've never understand the fascination with spending more money if you know it's going to cost less in a week or so. That don't make sense to me. Just so you can say you first in what? You're going to be the first, and then your stuff going to be the oldest because you had it first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, it's just some things that we do that don't make no sense, but you know how we have a tendency to overspend and things of that nature. I know folks, they ride around there balling, but you say, well, why don't you place an ad in something I don't want to waste the money. I don't see how that's going to help my business. I don't see how you are riding around here in that car helps your business either. You got a sign on your car?
Mm-hmm.
No. Are you writing off your car?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are you just paying what everybody else paying?
Exactly. Come on.
What? I know people like to look good, but my wife was just explaining. That's why I'm gonna put myself in a uniform. Guess what? Now I ain't got to buy all these fancy clothes to wear every day.
Yep. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
I listen to guys like Damon Dash and all them. They're like, you know what? I don't wear other people's clothes all the time. I wear my clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wear these clothes, guess what? I get to write these clothes off. Because they my business.
And it make great sense to me. Toussaint, does that make sense to
you?
I say, does that make sense to you?
I missed the last part. What makes it?
He said like Damon Dash said he not gonna wear nobody else's clothes. He gonna wear his own clothes, and then not only that, he's gonna be able to write those clothes off at the end of the year and get more money back instead of wearing Tommy Hill. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
That's the way you do it. I mean, hey, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, because you're presenting yourself for your business, whatever. So if it's costing you to dress a certain way, make sure that money comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Pay yourself.
Yes, sir.
Write it up. That's what you'd be surprised. Like even in ministry, it costs to dry clean your clothes. It costs to wash them. You got to have it, this and that to be presentable. Because hey, pay yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I thought about something when we was talking about this. Somebody said something. I don't know where they said it. It might have been here. But it might have been Frank said it. You look at people and everything they own, they're either driving it or they wear it.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Don't make sense.
Don't let that be the case.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. Tawanda, what's on your heart, sis?
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's sad that we live in a society where people feel the need to show their wealth. It's sad. It takes us to. It takes me to a bad mentality. It takes me to growing up, and you used to know. You used to know all these people that was in the streets because they rode around with these nice cars and big rims, and they let everybody know. To me, it was the most dumbest thing, because you don't want to let people know that you in the streets, but you flashy like you in the streets.
Yeah,
And it's the same thing that applies to business. We have some of the worst habits. Once we start getting to a position of wealth, we have to show the world. You see, if you see all these Caucasian million and billionaires, they would look like one of us outside walking around because they don't wear their wealth. And that's how they continue to create wealth. They're not spending their money on necessary things. When I remember I read this post of a wealthy guy, I don't remember who it was, and he was like, the guy was asking him, he was a multi-billionaire at the time, and they was asking him, why he still have this car that's outdated, that's 20 years old. You say it's paid for. Why do I need to go out and spend my money to show people that I have money? It makes sense. If you take that same money and you reinvest in the business, then you have more business. Not spending money on unnecessary things. Like people will get this money. This is what happens, and this is why you don't have businesses or stuff that's surviving 5 and 6 years and 7 years, and we have no longevity. Is because the money that it brings in, these people, they want to go out and spend it, or they want to go out and take trips, and they want to do that instead of reinvesting in your business. Or you'll see all these people that last year they was popping.
Yeah.
Next year they're not. Why? Because they have no time or money management. That's the simple solution.
And see, the thing about it, one thing that has shined the light on a lot of things is this pandemic that we got going on right now. It's made people actually sit back and reevaluate everything, because a lot of the money that they was making before this thing came, they're not making it anymore. A lot of businesses are having to close their doors because people are not coming in. There's a totally different shift going on right now, and if people are not able to shift with it, they're gonna find themselves without. They're gonna definitely find themselves without. What do you say to that, Rico?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to get their heads on straight. I mean, we like she said a second ago. You see a lot of people start off with very successful or potentially successful business. How you doing? Potentially successful businesses, but they get caught up in the wrong, I get their goals changed or their values changed. Like, I got a couple of friends actually in the past. Well, they got businesses now. One passed away, but when he first started out, oh man, it took off like a rocket. He couldn't keep up with how much profit he was making. But then all of a sudden, he changed his crowd. He started hanging with the white boys with money. The white boys with money. Not only did they have businesses, but some of them were in family businesses. So these businesses existed before they were born. But here it is, you got a new business. So now you want to move in the neighborhood with them. I think I'll get me a house near door to Todd. He got a $400,000 house. So you move out there, trying to look for money. You want to go there. No, I got one last year, but you want a new model. So you're going to start winning and find a way to keep on doing these things.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
To keep up with the standards of the crowd.
Yeah.
That you have now adapted to. And then now you don't want to shop in certain stores. Now these stores that you used to shop at might have everything you want. But people with money don't shop there. So you think. So it's a lot of people's goals change up. But if you don't keep that perspective right, if your heart isn't sincere for your purpose of having that business, you'll get lost immediately.
Exactly.
Sooner or later.
It ain't gonna take long. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, that's a good example that Rico was talking about, because a lot of people start changing. I know, like people say, for instance, you got a great job and you get a promotion. Soon as they got a promotion, what they do? They ran out there for some reason, thought they had to have a better car and a bigger house. Now you don't overexerted yourself because you got a little raise at the job, and then went right back and came up with a way to even go further in debt.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time. You have to have a budget. You can't spend as if you have a surplus if you really don't. Like Rico said, You don't know what some people other forms of income may be.
Mm-hmm.
They may not necessarily have to sell a certain amount every day to make it, but you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their tax, say with taxes, for instance, is a big misconception about what's going on right now. A good example. People talking about the middle class and don't even realize they're not even middle class.
Yep.
They're not even talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got you to believe that you voting for the business perspective, and according to them, you ain't even really got no business.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't making no money.
Yeah.
But you got a business. You may be living better than people around you,
Mm-hmm.
but that don't make you middle class.
No. Mm-mm.
When it really comes down to it, the real dollars and cents, and you looking at, okay, what things do you have? Did you spend all your money on depreciating assets, or do you have anything that's gaining in value at all? Like Rico said, when your stuff start running out, you're going to realize that them other folks you trying to fit in with, they doing things they ain't even telling you about.
Exactly. Not at all.
People with money know people who have always had money and have all access to money. They know people who barely make it.
Mm-hmm.
They know people who fronting.
Yep. Fake it till you make it type
mentality. Because they gonna find out about you.
Mm-hmm. That fake it till you make it mentality, they ain't no good, man.
Right.
Exactly. Listen, I'm looking at the clock, man. It's time for us to get out of here for today. It's been a great broadcast, man. I definitely appreciate everybody. And I appreciate everybody for allowing DKM Media Group to be a part of your morning. Tawanda, what's on your heart before we get out of here? She's looking for that mute button, typing in the password, typing in the password.
I was getting ready because y'all, you got me on this extended time. Normally I'm out of here by now. Nothing great show. It's just shows like this that it's great to have shows like this because you get to learn. A lot of times, when people start out a business, you don't get to hear. People won't tell you about their mistakes. They'll tell you, they'll tell you all the praises about them winning, but they don't tell you their losses. So hopefully, that this is, for one, it encourages more Black business owners to start a business online, and that's what we want to push right now because we don't know how extended we're going to have this COVID. We don't know. We know that we have a potential of whole nother year. So we want to encourage more people to open more businesses. Right now, where we have all this good technology out that use it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Gotta utilize it. It's there for you. Utilize it. And we're gonna end the show like we started. Mr. 45 said that this whole corona, this whole COVID thing ain't real. It's fake news and anything. Now he has coronavirus. He and his wife. Allegedly. Okay, we can say that. Now he allegedly has coronavirus. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Leonard, what's going on at 3:00 today, sir?
If you did not get a chance to hear the show in entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3:00 Eastern today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Donald Toussaint, can I get your prayers out, sir?
God, Father, with them now, and we say thank you. We thank you for all things. We bless you at all times. Our praise shall continuously be in the mouth. We boast of you, have nothing else to boast about. We give you glory, honor, and praise. Thank you for what has been shared. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would not only help us to be hearers, but doers also. Just guide us as we go through this day. Bless DKM Radio and its associates. Let's be a light. A city that sits on the hill and cannot be hid. Bless you now in Jesus' name and for his sake. Amen.
Amen. Been a great broadcast. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates to be a part of your morning. It is now 10:03. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow, and enjoy your weekend.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
you know it's Bishop's birthday too.
Yeah, I was hoping he was gonna call in, but I'm gonna call him when we get off. Yeah, sure is. Rico. Oh, Rico hung up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He just hung up. Yeah, yeah. Him and Rico share a birthday, man. I'm sure they didn't even know that. They didn't even know them. I have to get both of them on the phone and wish them a happy birthday. But you all have a great day, and we shine some of this light in you from the morning glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. And do me a favor if you don't mind. Go out there and find somebody. Give them some love. You might, just might, find some love in return. Now, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing? Y'all have a great weekend. Take care of each other. Love one another. We all deserve it. Love you.